Hey, everybody. I think we're back. Maybe we're back. Maybe we're not.
Yeah. It's looking promising. If I finger gun, is it gonna? Oh no, those are choppy finger guns.
We're a little choppy.
Well, it was worse before, so at least there's that.
Can we get a panic basket in chat, please? Just panic baskets, please.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
I would totally get one for you.
No, it's.
Kate is too hip. I don't understand.
Panic basket, because it's like a picnic basket, but it's on fire. It's like, oh, this is fine, everything's fine. It's like
Is it a global emote?
Yeah, it's a Twitch thing.
There we go.
Literally never seen that emote before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use it all the time.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
3, 2, 1, jump.
Oh no, I didn't do it.
Dear Diary, a lot has happened recently. I didn't even feel like writing a song about it. I'm very unsettled. I don't really know where to start. I guess I'll just try and describe the last 24 hours. Well, okay, so Rezek bought a room to store all our things. I'm pretty sure they overcharged him, but he decided to do it anyways, not sure why. We didn't really need a room, and then he couldn't get his money back. It's really funny to watch him talk with ladies who exchange money for sexual favors. He gets quite awkward. Anyways, we found a tent because we needed to sneak up late at night on some Ashen Riders and knock them out and take their armor. So, we found a tent. All it had inside of it was a little kid. His name was Bork. And, well, he was really strange but sweet. And he said we could use his tent at night, and we decided to get him some food. So, we went back to get some food to go. Then, Pup and Bork decided to play with his little stick named Spork. They went to the beach. She taught him how to draw pictures. But then some big giant dude, he said, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And then he wouldn't accept the stick from Pup, and so Pup bonked him on the head, and then he got mad, and so they bonked him on the head a few times more and knocked him out. But then Bork was gone, so then Pup had to go find Bork. Then, meanwhile, Dresden went off and talked to Pick. Anyway, Pick, can't believe him. I can't believe him. He disappears years ago, and then I see him again, and then he just acts like I'm nobody. I can't believe it. Dresden went off and talked to him, and I guess he's on our side because he said he would send some Ashen Riders our way that were too drunk at night, and blah, 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 blah. So, we went back to the tent and waited for the Ashen Riders. So they came. They were very drunk. Rezek and I turned in to pretty little ladies that wanted to sleep with them, and they fell for it because they're drunk and they're stupid. So we lured them inside the tent, and, well, this is where it gets pretty weird. So what happens is, I cast dancing lights, trying to confuse them. They're trying to take their clothes off. Rezek just shoots one. He just kills one, and I see his veins. His veins are pulsing, and I can see his soul inside of him, and I can feel it. I could just take it. And I've seen this once before, and I didn't know what to do, so I didn't do anything. But, you know, Rezek already killed this guy. He doesn't need any of his life force. He's already dying. So I figured, why not take it? So I did. Freaked Rezek out, I might add, but I felt awesome. Felt like I could do anything, and it would work. It was amazing. Anyways, he gave me a funny look. We tied up the other guy. Cornelia fell off a horse trying to knock out a guy outside. Rezek shanked him. They came inside. I kind of had to explain what was going on with me. Dresden interrogated the Ashen Rider in front of us. Then he shoved a sharp thing inside of him, killed that guy too. Really hoping Bork doesn't come back anytime soon, because this would be a mess. Oh, right, Bork. That's right, we put him back up in the pub. Yeah, that's right, we went back and we was like, "Hey lady, you said we could store stuff here. Well, here's a child." And she said, "No way." And we said, "Please." And then she charged us a lot of money, and she did it. Anyway, we're gonna come back for a walk afterwards, because I think he's one of us now, I guess. Sounds right, couldn't leave him alone. Anyways, rewind, back to the tent, get the information from the guy, kill him. I have to tell everybody that I'm some sort of vampire. It's really confusing. But yeah, we get clothes, we got a horse, they dump the body, we're ready to go. We're gonna go into the pit. It's time. We go back to the bourgeois where we store the horses outside, and we get back in there, and in front of me is a cave. She's sitting up, She looks so pretty.
Yay.
There we are.
Yeah, we're back.
Wow. What? That's a lot of information to put into one.
That was
It
great.
was a lot.
That was fantastic.
That was a lot. Good job.
Like, what happened?
That was like 4 front and back diary pages.
Really tiny writing.
Yeah, like 5-point font.
Big week, guys. In a whole thing that
So-
took like 6 hours.
Keith is sitting there right in that open door, right in front of all of you, and she signals over to Kesh and Drach, your favorite named half demon friend, and they kind of prop her up, one under each arm, and she slowly hobbles over to you, Trust, and she just puts a hand on your shoulder, and she says, "You saved my life. You literally brought me back from the edge of death, the darkness and the abyss, and you brought me back." And she just goes to give you a hug, and she really has to put all of her weight on you, just because she can't stand on her own.
Yeah,
But
she
it-
has
that
to.
weight it feels good. It's nice. It's a really heartfelt and honest hug, something that you haven't felt from many people in your life. And as she breaks the hug, she just gives you one more look straight into your eyes. And Kesht walks over and he kneels. And now you're approximately the same height while he's kneeling. And he says, You have saved our sister. This is a debt I can't ever repay. So I will make a bond oath with you. If you need help, you need this thing done, you will tell me, and I will do it. And he kind of takes his head and bows it deep into his arm.
Trust kind of awkwardly nods and pats him on the shoulder a little bit and is like, "Thanks for that. Yeah, no problem."
And with that, they kind of help Keith back over to like her bed, her makeshift bed where she's just been resting. And you can see now that those huge bandages that are wrapped around her are still just covered and caked in thick blood. But it seems like she's gonna pull through.
Trust is just blushing, but you can't really tell because her skin's orange, so she's just being awkward.
Her skin
She
turns
turns the
like,
color of
yeah.
a sunset.
Oh, shucks! Like shuffling around, like, let's go.
And Drach kind of looks to each of you. The cart, the way into the pit, is available to any of you should you want to go anytime. I have made this thing a possibility.
Anytime meaning outside of just sunset or sunrise?
No, I can take you in anytime. There are
Not the elevator.
shipments-
We got to go in the boxes.
Yeah.
Shipments into the Fort Ramilda. They go in
Thought maybe
many
we got lucky.
hours, all hours of the day and night. So at any time we may leave when you are ready.
All right.
All right.
Well, we're gonna
Sorry,
get some.
which one of the two knelt in Keshbalg or
Kesh.
Trockbalg?
It was Kesht,
Okay, Kesh.
but it kind of looked like he was speaking for both of them.
Okay.
It was kind of like they collectively, even kind of Keith, they all kind of, as a unit, said that, they owed you
Okay.
Is the bourgeois there?
The bourgeois is there, but he's back in that. He kind of goes into those just
Slumbers.
catatonic state, yeah, where he just kind of.
He's not.
his
So he's
head-
not. He's not looking like at Keith, like steal your tongue and use it as like an extra finger or something like that.
It doesn't seem like it. I mean,
Great.
Keith was one of his agents, so
Yeah,
it seems
I
like
know,
she's much
but
more. With the surplus of
He's a
bodies
weird
that he now
dude.
has. I mean, you guys took all those. They took a bunch of those half-dead rogues that you guys had been attacked with, along with Omara and Kalik. When Kalik attacked you guys, like half of those bodies ended up in his pews.
Hmm.
So he's got a plethora of just.
Gallic.
Yeah,
Is Omara Vasquez still there?
she is, and she's.
What's she
missing-
looking like?
She's missing 2
All of
hands.
her? Oh, okay.
Yeah, both of her hands are gone.
Right.
And when you look to the bourgeois, you see that he has a new set of soft hands that just do not fit the rest of his body. But you got to start somewhere, right?
Kristen Wiig.
What was it? What was the name of the guy in Of Mice and Men that had the leather glove he filled with Vaseline to keep it soft
Oh,
for his
yeah,
lady?
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Is,
Yeah,
is
but-
it that soft? Are those hands that soft?
No.
Okay,
Nothing
okay.
like that.
but pretty soft.
Just the hands of someone who never had to do manual labor for a living.
The creepiest thing. It still sticks in my mind. Neither here nor there. There, you got one.
They got one.
So I look over and see that he's not contemplating, dissecting anyone at the current moment. Look back to everyone. Oh, no, you're about to say something. Was
No,
I
I was
wrong?
gonna say, and you also kind of, I mean, you know that with Drach and Kesht there, they seem pretty protective of Keith. So like, for the
Dude,
most part, yeah.
this whole room feels like a no rules zone. So I don't know. I'm still getting the feel. You know,
enough.
he's
Fair
wearing
enough.
new hands over there. It's like
Yeah.
I'm
He's a
new.
whole new
It's my
man.
first prom. Okay. Yeah. So I'll look back to everyone. Is everybody here?
Yeah,
Great.
including Daladale and Zuna.
Great. Yeah, and just sort of, take everybody in and just kind of look around like, are we ready? Is there anything else we need to do? We made
Out
with my eyes.
Curiosity on the way to, like, when we're in the carts and stuff, could that potentially be a chance to take a short rest?
A short rest?
Yeah,
Certainly.
cool.
'Cause
Not
it'll
long
be-
enough for
maybe
a
it'll be
long
like an
rest.
hour. Yeah, not a long rest, but it'll be about
Okay.
an hour. Yeah.
Are we doing 10-minute short rests here
Yes.
in this campaign? Okay, cool. Double check it. Double check it.
Double check.
I like that better. All right.
Well, as far as I remember, we still at least need to get something on our faces, some sort of tattoo, some sort of fake tattoo on our faces, so we're not immediately found out once we get into the pit. We'd also, or maybe I had just thought about asking the bourgeois to see if we could locate some of the people we're looking for to make our adventuring a little bit easier. But he's looking a little yonked out over there. Should we wake him?
I have a few questions anyway, so yeah, why not?
I'm gonna go over. We're waking him up. Yeah,
I
okay.
said go for
I
it.
go over.
I'm just going to
And I
back
just-
away.
Look.
Stand behind Preston.
Yeah.
Guess we should have
you
brought some
start
more
poking
cakes.
him, and
Oh, I have nothing.
it doesn't seem like he's almost like a statue right now. You poke him a little bit, and nothing happens.
Okay, I crawl in his lap.
Okay. You crawl in his lap, and yeah, he feels like gaunt, weak almost. His legs just don't have a lot of, like, he's bony, emaciated.
Oh, we really should have brought more
It's like-
cakes.
It's a terrible lap
Yeah.
to
You
crawl
need-
Got
in.
like old
Do
man
you need
laugh.
more cakes? Excuse me? Are you awake? Can you wake up? Hey, Booger! Hey, best friend!
And
hey!
yeah, as you're sitting there, all of a sudden you hear, oh, well, hello.
I want my nose to be like this far away from his nose. Like I want to be so uncomfortably close.
Hello.
Good morning.
Young pup. Good morning.
I have a
Is it
muffin, you
morning
want it?
already? Ooh, a muffin. Don't mind if I do. Let me try. Ooh, the taste, the sensation of taste renewed is just so wonderful. Thank you, pup, for this beautiful gift.
You're welcome. You need it. You're kind of like all bone. I kind of almost want to bite your leg.
Well, I assure you, I don't think it would taste very good. These
Not as good
bones
as a
are
muffin.
Quite old. Oh, certainly.
Oh.
not. I would much rather eat a muffin. Even before I could taste, I would rather eat a muffin than old bones.
That's fair.
Yes.
And I
Wow.
just sit on his lap.
So,
Kinda
is
cozy
there
up.
anything I can help you with? I assume delivering a muffin was not your final...
I'd like take his hand and do this with it.
Sure.
Okay, great.
You take the hand and, is it his
Soft
left hand or his
hand.
right hand?
His left.
My lamp just fell down behind me. Ignore that.
What do you know?
Yeah.
Big termites.
Okay, nothing broke. I was like, don't look.
They're like crabs
left,
over
you said?
there.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you pull the hand and it goes on your head and an elbow sticks out and another elbow sticks out somewhere else and that
Cool.
three-sectioned arm is now on you and it's petting you in a weird way only because, like, it's just coming from an angle you normally can't get from a hand that has only two sections.
That part has never been scratched before.
Yeah, it's like scratching under and back and behind the ear in places that you're like, that's a right hand scratch point. Yeah. Anyone else?
Well, Mr. Bourgeois, I'm sorry to wake you. We had a question for you before we head off on our perilous adventure into the pit. We were wondering if you could help us maybe see where some of our companions are to,
Your companions?
yeah, the
Want
people
to
we're
look
looking for.
into the pit.
Well, you showed us in the crystal ball before, remember? We got to see in and
Well.
saw our friends.
I can do this, but I must warn you, as what happened with your friend here, it's very dangerous to go into the pit without some sort of protection like the amulet.
Oh, yeah.
Hoax
Well,
is the
we're gonna
dream
get that.
scribe. Well, the dream scribe can see you if you can see him. So, scrying into the pit can be very dangerous. If he catches you, he might steal your very memories of the person you're looking for.
Got it. Order of operations. Okay.
I mean, it's a risk.
And
You
us.
You can try if you'd like. I can send you there with your eyes. Though they may be plucked from your head before I can pull you out.
I'd like to keep him there, I think, for a while longer, so maybe that's a bad
Sure.
idea.
I might be able to save
I'm
you a
pretty
step. I could just pluck them out for you.
No thanks.
Oh, okay. Well,
Rain
that's your
check.
choice. Ooh,
Yeah.
rain check. Well, then I look forward to it.
You might get your time yet.
Anything else?
Rez, you had some questions for him, right?
Actually, yeah. And I give a typical Rezik bow, apparently, that I do. So I just bow,
Apparently
and then I say, good evening, Bourgeois. It's good to see you. We probably won't be seeing you for a while, so I needed to ask you a few questions before we left.
Well, I will try and answer them, though I am not all-knowing, so I can't guarantee an answer.
I'm sure you'll try your best. You always seem to so far. So first of all, order of operations. We had this coin that apparently it's tracking us. Would you happen to know where this came from?
He takes the coin from you and starts looking it over. Ooh.
Looking it over or licking it over? A little
Both.
bit of both.
Yes.
You know.
Let me just lick that
This
over.
coin seems to have a tracking spell on it. From what I would guess, maybe the royals? When did you receive this coin?
Not sure. We just found it on Kellwise here. We didn't know where it came from. We were thinking maybe it belonged to you, but if it doesn't belong to you, would you mind destroying it?
Oh, well, sure. And he pulls out his pipe and takes a hit of that purplish hued pipe. Sucks it in, his eyes glow with that hue, and he takes the coin between his hands, and he has to stop petting Pup for just a second, and pushes it, and pushes it, and pushes it, and you hear this, like, the sound of a crack, almost like a whip. And he opens his hands, and the coin doesn't seem different. He says, well, there goes that. And he hands it back to you.
Thank you. Kellwise? And I give him...
I kind of shake it around a little bit.
Well, that was an easy one. Any more easy questions? I like this game.
Unfortunately, that was the last easy one. The next one's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Oh, yeah.
You seem to obviously be an expert in manipulating the physical bodies of creatures. How familiar are you with manipulating the spiritual?
The spirits. The souls, the beings. I dabble from time to time. I have tried some things here and there. I can say I am not as good as some others I have seen, I assure you. The elves, for one. I know a little. Why do you ask?
Well, I assume from your answer you don't know about the problem in the city with the spirits.
Problem?
Yes, there appears to be, souls are being trapped here. And I'm not sure why. It could be because of the magic you are wielding with the use of core, or it could be the elves. I'm not entirely aware, but I do know from my findings that there are a lot of them, and they are trapped here in this city for some reason.
Are you talking about the guys who look like this? And then I turn into the things that were capturing Eva.
I look away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I don't know why you would call this a problem. Why is it a problem?
Well, the problem is that it seems like anybody that resides in this city is, once they die, trapped here permanently, or at least temporarily. I'm not sure, but
Well, when
that's
their
an issue
souls
for me.
are done, they're not using it anymore. Might as well put it to good use. Oh, this one, Trust, knows what I'm talking about. Why would you waste a perfectly good soul?
Oh, do you also use souls as well?
Well, use souls. Maybe. It's more of like we've come to an understanding, you know. We understand each other. They help me and I help them. You could call us friends. From a certain point
I
of
see.
view.
Wait, what do you know about what I can do?
What you can do, look inside you. You have destroyed a piece of fate. A thread of anchored destiny. You have torn it asunder and absorbed it inside yourself. And now you repurpose that thread to your own will. You are the very
What, if I-
embodiment of chaos, my dear girl. And it is a very beautiful thing.
Well, but Rezzik's the one that killed him. How could he have a fate left if he's dead?
Well, he wasn't dead. Yet.
Well, we wasn't gonna let him live.
Well, alive, dead, those are technicalities, really. Existence, non-existence is a better question, and you have taken what was his existence and torn it asunder, and repurposed him into something new. Whether it's for better or for worse is yet to be seen.
I don't feel too bad about it, because he wasn't a nice guy in life. Probably wouldn't be a nice soul either. Probably saved some nice sweet souls from being tormented by him in the afterlife.
Oh, certainly. He was probably an asshole. I totally agree with you. Lots of them
yes,
wandering around.
I too agree. Unfortunately, I know for a fact that there are other people that are also being trapped here that don't deserve it. My sister, for example.
Can we really consider them people?
Yes, very much so.
How do you define a person?
Well, it's a large question.
Indeed it is.
Well, I believe a person is both physical and spiritual. So I would assume that means that the spirit is also a person, technically. No?
So if you have nothing physical, are you still a person?
Well, it's a good question, and I'd love to talk deeper about this, but we do have something to do. I don't want to keep the party.
Save the whole people. Those
all I'll say is
spiritual and the physical.
Yes, exactly. All I'll say is two things. One, if we eventually reclaim your memories, will you promise to release, or try to, in any way you can, release the souls that are trapped here?
Well, I shan't see any need to keep them. Should I regain my memories, I can simply go to the beyond. It is my only desire. You must understand, everything I do is to bring back the memories of my family so I can rest in peace.
Well, that's
Wait, so we're helping you so that you can die?
Well, so I can not exist. I really think I died many, many years ago.
Wait, then how are you here? You're dead.
Of death.
Oh.
Who I am died. My wants, my needs, my memories.
Then why didn't you just go off like everyone else?
Do you think I could just leave, knowing Hoaxus is holding the memories of those I probably hold dearest, and is feeding on them?
Guess not.
I didn't think so.
Well, that's either way, good to know. And number two, as you know, my sister was also trapped here, and recently,
Yes.
for whatever reason, I was able to help bind her to myself and allow her to break free of whatever curse or thing you have on the city. So I wanted to ask you, would you happen to know a way that I can bind to something besides myself? I only ask because it would help. I haven't been feeling myself. I feel a little weaker and strange. And it could help me in the long run, and I'm trying to find a way to bring her back, potentially.
I have heard of many things that may work. Maybe some sort of anchor. Something living, something dead, something powerful. Maybe a binding spell of some sort. I would have to be incredibly powerful, though. Resisting the urge to move on is not something someone should try without an incredible amount of power, I should say. The flow of this life is an ebb that recycles around, but it is a very powerful flow. It might be the most powerful flow there is. Things die, they go into this flow of life, and they return. And that pull is incredibly strong. So you would just need something strong enough to anchor or counterbalance the pull back into the unknown, back into the abyss, whichever you call it, to eternity, back into the earth itself.
Right. You wouldn't happen to have a thing like that on you, would you?
If I had something like that, do you think I would hide down here in the sewers of the culverts?
Of course not.
I would not know.
Right, well, thank you for all your help. I don't know when I'll see you again, but stay safe.
Well, don't worry. I'm always watching you.
Right. And I just bow and I back away slowly and then turn and leave.
And he goes back to petting Pup.
Well, should we
So,
go get an amulet or what?
Yeah, should I
think
send
so.
Zuna to go get that amulet? I'm getting a
Oh,
little,
that'll better than all of us going there.
Can I go with her?
Ooh.
getting a little anxious here.
We should-
I better
Can I
not.
go?
You know what we should
Probably
probably
not.
do?
Why?
We should
Why?
probably try and take care of this cart here, and
Oh,
maybe situate ourselves and figure that out while she goes and gets the amulet.
okay.
Maybe. Does that sound good? Just getting a little nervous. Want to make sure, you know, Freeman's okay. It's been a while. You can understand.
By the way, Dalladale, when we were talking to one of those Ashen Riders earlier, not talking to, when we were interrogating,
Interrogate.
he told us,
Interesting.
Interrogating.
but he told us that a young elven girl was kind of in charge of all of the prisoners there at the pit.
A young elven girl was in charge of the prisoners,
Sounded kind of like your free one.
so she's alive.
Sounds like it, potentially, so that's a good sign.
That's a very good sign, my boy. That's a very good sign. Thank you.
Of course.
Let's
Hopefully
not-
we can save her.
Well, let us make haste, huh?
Indeed.
Let us
Yeah.
make haste and make those who have wronged us pay.
Lay waste.
Two
And with
of
that,
those.
Zuna,
Right.
Zuna
Oh,
heads off. And Troch and Kesht
Bring back
pull
snacks.
they pull out this it's a pretty rudimentary cart, hand cart, not something you really strap up to like a horse or anything. You just two people pick up and you just walk, and it's counterbalanced, and there's a whole set of like maybe 10 or so crates and barrels, all kind of just tied down on the top, unmarked. They look pretty well sealed though, so it doesn't look like there's any holes really to look in or out of. And they're all just kind of open. Some of them have look like food rations and such, and like a layer that you can remove. So you would sit in a box and then you'd put another layer on, and then you'd put like stuff on top just in case someone were to check. It seems like there's a whole set of like inserts, I guess you could say, that just plug up the top of these in case anyone looks inside. And Trock kind of gestures to the barrels and crates. Anyone who's small, you could probably fit two of you in one crate, should you want to shack up. But there is enough for everyone to just kind of take their own.
I'll take my
Yeah.
own.
Okay.
What
So you guys,
what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about our faces?
Oh yeah, we got to take care of our faces first. Well, we've got a little bit of time.
Got a
With
face
Venus
painter.
Right, you got it. And I take my painter's kit out and start getting to work.
Fitz, come
All right,
over
give
here. We
me
need you as an example.
Give me
Fitz is on the ship.
Give me a performance.
Oh yeah, Ghost
I
of
will,
Fitz.
I will turn into Fitz.
Memory of Fitz. Yes, perfect.
Give me a performance check with advantage, Rezik.
Because you have the model.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that first one was a natural 1, so that would have sucked.
Start over.
21.
Okay, yeah. Rezik manages to just do, like, maybe it's over the top. Starting to put, like, little fine details. Like, little parts where the skin scabbed over and is now, like, little chips of paint that looks like the skin falling off that's now healing from this burn. Like, really detailed work. Surprisingly good. And how many of you are getting these tattoos on your face?
Everyone that can't fit in the Ash Rider uniforms, right?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
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 So,
Because
Yeah.
you'll have to do
Transform into someone you
Daladale as well, which requires a little bit of shaving his face. Because he's just got fur all on his snout. So you shave him and do that. And you'll have to do Zuna when she gets back. And you guys wait maybe 35, 40 minutes, and Zuna comes back in, holding in her hand. She pulls out that amulet, and you now see there's the third rune that completes this triumvirate, we'll call it. Yeah, and it has that ruby embedded in the middle of it. She's
And
kind of
I'll just add that. I'll just add that third sigil. I'll just draw it in my sketchbook because I already drew the rest of it already. So I'm just gonna add that last part just so I know what it looks like.
Yeah. She holds it up. So, which one of us is going to wear this?
It sounds like they wanted to try. They wanted to try using it on me, I think, right?
Is that the plan?
Yeah. Let's try it out.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Rezik, you take this amulet. It doesn't look that... It doesn't... I mean, it's finely crafted, but it doesn't look or feel magical to you. You're not getting a sense... And you put it on, and again, you don't feel anything magical per se until all of a sudden you start to feel like something's disappearing. You can't really gauge what it is, but you know something's missing. And it's almost like you could reach out and touch someone and just make them disappear.
All right. I try it on Dresden first.
Yeah, so you walk up and you touch Dresden, and instantly your vision just fades. And you can see Dresden and nothing else. And it's just kind of an outline. In this darkness, you see almost like chalk moving like a mist through the air.
Like when you put on the ring in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah. But even there's no terrain, there's nothing. It's just this humanoid, almost chalk outline wavering in darkness.
My hand goes on his shoulder just for support, just like, this is interesting. Wow. How do you feel, Dresden?
And
How do I feel?
Dresden, yeah, you don't feel any different.
I don't think it worked.
Oh, well,
Feel
it
exactly
worked
the
for me.
same.
I can't see anything anymore except for just an outline of you.
And well, I guess we
You're right there, right? And I poke him in the face.
And yeah, as you're doing that, the bourgeois kind of walks over and reveals that orb. And he holds it up. And you look into the orb and you can see the room. And you see Rezik's hand on nothingness, just resting on air.
I go over and touch Dresden, but not Rezik.
You touch Dresden.
Upon-
He seems to be just fine. Solid, strong, sturdy, dependable.
Stop touching me.
But
is
peering
this?
back into the globe, the orb, do I then disappear?
No. You just seem
Okay.
to be poking something invisible.
Okay.
Seriously, quit poking me. What the hell?
Sorry.
Well, and I take it off. Well,
And as you take it off,
I couldn't
your
see
vision
anything,
just,
but I think it was working.
your vision doesn't come back right away. Your vision starts
Oh,
is like
God.
blurry and disoriented, and it's like light is just swirling kind of all around you. It's like you stood up too fast, but it's not going away.
Oh my. Okay. All right. Well, I think it's functional.
Great.
Hmm.
Getting the boxes, no?
Seems like
On
it
the,
kind of works. I mean,
Uniforms.
is this a one person at a time sort of deal, or do we all have to crowd around him and we all have to touch Rezik at the same time? Like, how are we going to do this? And then he's going to
Probably-
be seen, right?
He just has to make, whatever it did to me, to everyone, no?
Well, yeah, but if it seems like it's touch based, I mean, he only has two hands. What are we going to do?
It wasn't
Hold on
touching me
to his
when it
legs.
started, right?
I mean, he
Well,
touched you,
let's-
and then when he
Let's
wasn't.
let's
touching
try
you
it
the whole
out.
time.
Let's try it out and see if I can do more than just one person. And I put it back on, and I
And,
touch
Yeah.
Dresden, and I touch Kelwise, and then I feel Cornelia around my legs, and I touch her on the head.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like this amulet, it makes you touch each person, and it's not that you just feel them. You think about them. You hold on to, like, you start recalling memories. It almost makes you feel joyful, connected. It's interesting.
This is helping.
And each
Needed this
one of the
boost.
people you touch and you think about, you see them just poof, like throwing just dust straight up in the air, like a handful of flowers. They appear, and you can just see each one of them.
You're antiquing us? That's great.
All right. Well, it seems to be working on my end.
What about you?
Me?
Are you visible?
Am I?
So you think about yourself, Rezik. Give me an Arcana check.
Oh,
Go blind.
Okay.
Forever.
21.
21. You manage to pull yourself
Good plan.
poof onto the other side of this wall of darkness. You like rip yourself onto the other side. You can now see yourself in that same chalk outline. But when you did it, it was weird. Like you had some doubts, almost some negativity, it was something about it made you doubt yourself for just a second, but you just overcame it instantly and jumped out.
Oh. Oh. I went in and I jumped out immediately.
No, you jumped onto the other side. It was that pulling, it
Okay.
was going through that invisible barrier to this realm of darkness kind of made you doubt yourself for a second, but you kind of mind over matter, just powered your way through.
Okay, great.
And
All right. Did it work?
You tell me.
I can't see outside of this.
You guys,
Bourgeois.
yeah, you look at the orb that's still, and it's almost like the bourgeois has gone back into his hibernation. He's just holding this orb that's looking at the room. He's just kind of like dead-eyed, staring off at nothingness, or maybe everything. Maybe he's staring at the whole universe at once. It's hard to tell with this guy. And all
Not
four
easy
of
to
you,
read.
yeah, all four of you have vanished from this orb. It's just Pup. Trust,
I haven't been touched at
Galadale,
all,
and
right?
Zigma. Yeah, no.
Okay, I'm gonna like look at the ball, and look at them, and look at the ball. and look at them because I could still see them in real life, right?
Yeah. And you could
Look at the ball.
almost swear, like, if you moved your head fast enough, you could see yourself looking at the orb. But every time you look at it, it's like your head turns away, and you're like, ah, God, I just wanna see myself blink.
Can I like? Can I see this? Can I hold this?
There's no reply.
But she's not answering.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I want to like walk over to where I know that they are and like really try to see myself.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Perfect.
It's like a store security camera. You're just trying to see yourself in the TV.
19.
CCTV 19. So you manage to like stretch out in the most acrobatic, twisty, bendy way, and you can see a little tip of a tail just kind of flickering on the edge of the thing.
And then I'm just gonna onto them to see if I can see my tail disappear.
Okay. Well, you would need to touch Rezik, so Rezik would have to come over to you.
Wait, that's what I thought I was next to.
Oh, you're stretching out to touch Rezik.
Yeah.
Rezik,
Okay.
Pup's
Yeah.
flapping around wildly.
Yeah, well, yeah, so you feel like Pup's toenail just scratching against your arm ever so slightly as she extends herself as far as possible.
Gotcha. And I tag her it. Or I tag
and
them
you,
it.
You see just your tail. Out of you.
Oh! I am invincible! I mean invisible! I mean both!
Don't drop that.
And Daladale and Zuna kind of walk up to you, Rezik. You can hear them, but again, you're in this just... And it's a darkness you've never known. There is like nothing above you, nothing below you. There's no, when you close your eyes and there's light and you can kind of get just visions here and there, it's absolute pure darkness. And the only way you can kind of even tell what your surroundings are is that you can see the others sitting and standing on the ground. So you know how to move your body based on them, but other than that, you can't really navigate very well.
Thank God for friends.
Daladale
It's
and
going to be
Zuna
a
kind of
con
walk
line
up,
all the way through.
and they both put hands on your shoulder. I guess we're next.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you touch them and poof, they appear.
Hello.
Come on, Trust!
I sure hope this thing's working, because if it's not
It is.
working,
I checked.
all right.
I watched the VOD. We're good.
I'm not getting in the box. I'm getting invisible. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
I mean, both, but yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
I like swing my tail at you. Like, woo.
Trust. I swat her tail away.
Yeah. You grab Trust and you think about that lovely song she played in the gnome's house when you guys were trying to escape the streets after stealing from that racist inn.
Oh, Wonderwall?
Yeah. Yes.
I forgot I played Wonderwall.
Yeah.
You think about that, but it's weird because you're looking at her and you see her outline, but different from everyone else, you see it's almost like a second outline just kind of swirling around the outside. Something's just different. It's like there's two.
I'm sorry, guys.
There's a host of two in there.
That's interesting. And like with all these like memories swirling in my head, like again, like because of him attaching himself to his sister and like giving some of his kind of, I guess, soul or energy to her, like he's been a little bit down lately. So this is like really like helping, making him feel a lot better. Like just thinking of all of his friends and then the adventures they've had together. What was I gonna say? Oh, and one more thing. Better try this before we leave. Eva? Eva? Hello?
and you feel
Uh,
like a feather floating and then just sitting on your shoulder. Hi, Rezi.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
and can I see her?
No, you can't see her.
Oh. Dear, I'm using a spell that helps me with my friend, help my friends out, but I can't see. Can I possibly use your vision for a little bit? Like we did that
my
one time.
Vision? You want to use my eyeballs?
No, remember in the sewers, you let me see through your eyes at all the ghosts down there.
I did?
Yeah,
How did I do that?
you don't. We just willed it so, I think. Do you want to give it a
Oh.
go?
Sure. All right.
All right.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Can we see her?
Oh, great.
Yeah, you guys can.
Oh,
24.
good job, Rez.
24.
It's like
Uh,
lay an egg on your shoulder.
You guys, you don't know how. You don't really know how this works. What the rules are, because this is way out of your comfort zone as far as magic goes. This isn't like how spells work for you. This doesn't follow any kind of rules or laws that you're used to in creating magic. But you managed to find that link together. And it's not really through your mind. Most of your magic comes from your brain, thinking, conceptualizing, holding it all. This comes from deep within the center of your chest, that connection. That's where you pull this bond from. And with each beat of your heart, you just feel it. Boom, 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 boom. Slowly, with each heartbeat, you start to see light. Brighter, 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 until suddenly you're a little bit taller, and it's weird. And it's almost like you're seeing from a different angle, and you look down and you can look, you're seeing the top of your own head, and it's strange.
Great job, Eva. It's working. I think we'll stop for now, but later when we get to the actual pit, this could be really helpful. Thank you, dear. And
Okay.
I release whatever is we're using to be able to do this for now.
All right, yeah, and then just very quickly back into the darkness. Where are we going? You guys want to play? Ooh, have you guys seen my new dress? And she swirls around in that green dress that you bought her. That's still kind of glowing. And as she spins to show you her dress, she just glows a little bit brighter. And you can just feel like warmth coming off of her.
It's a lovely dress.
Thank you.
We can hear
Rezi
and
bought it
see
for
her
me.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can
Oh.
see
Still,
her.
I mean,
And she's still not fully there. It's obvious that
right.
she's
Okay.
waning in between some kind of spirit form and life, but
Okay.
my life just went out.
She stopped glowing.
The other one,
Think about what
one fell off the desk and the other one went out.
The lights are attacking Jaymes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolled a nat 20.
Place
Too
is
much
possessed.
ghost lore.
Someone give us a panic
He
picnic
keeps talking about
basket or whatever it
spirits
is.
and the ones
Yeah,
in
can we
the
get a panic
department are
basket
like
in the
us.
Snowman on fire.
Aw,
You
good
know?
job, Cullen.
What are you talking about?
All right.
Look at
Way too
you.
bright. Now it's just blinding.
Never
Um,
say you can't teach an old dog a new trick.
So what are you guys doing?
Neither here nor there. Anyway,
Right. I guess we're piling into boxes, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Find your comfy box and take a little nap.
So the plan is we get in through the boxes, then we get out, and then we all goes invisible. Or I'm a little shaky on the plans.
Well, we should probably be invisible on our way in, but we should also probably change before as well.
Oh. Well, we's all gonna be in boxes. I can't touch Rezik if I'm in a box. So am I in a box or am I invisible?
You're about to be in a box.
All right.
And that might, I don't know. At least you'll be not visible to other people. So at least there's that. We'll have that going for us.
So when does we go invisible? After we get out of box?
And you guys weren't like invisible to each other. You guys saw like nothing happened for you. It was just that scrying power was blocked.
Oh. Right.
Yeah. I guess once we get there, we'll, disembark and we'll all have to touch Rezik and conga line our way into the pit. I'm more concerned about...
We should probably do that before, actually. We don't know how.
How do we know? How do we know that it doesn't stick?
Sorry.
Well, we could look in the orb again and see.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody, stop touching Rezik. Go. And then I run over to the thing.
Yeah, you guys seem to be
Stick.
invisible.
We know
Once he touches you, it seems like until he releases, you guys are completely scrying.
Yeah, we don't have to conga line.
Well, I'm looking forward to conga lining.
Wait,
Well, we do need to
We can
change.
still conga line. We just don't have to.
We'll get killed.
Okay, well, maybe we won't conga line then.
We can
Maybe
conga line on our way out.
On the ship.
That's true.
That's
true.
That's a deal.
We're out of the pit. Yeah. We're out of the pit. Yeah.
We're going to
It's right
die.
Uh,
I mean, it doesn't make
I'm gonna
Yes.
I'm gonna, as trust, like, look around for like rags and bits of cloth discarded to like make a nest in my box. Tiny tiefling nest.
Yeah, you managed to find enough scraps and stuff to scrape together something resembling comfort. Comfort adjacent, we'll call it.
Comfort adjacent is fine.
I'm gonna ask the rest of the group too. Did anybody get a good look of Myrtle when you guys said that she was in the other cart?
Didn't we
when
get a drawing?
escaped?
Didn't Rezik do a drawing of everyone, including Myrtle?
I don't know if you
What-
guys drew Myrtle.
Would I have seen her?
You might have seen her in the other cart. It would have been, I mean, from your perspective, it would have been very, very... Everybody roll a D20.
Can I try to turn into her?
Everyone roll a D100, actually.
D100.
Yeah, and then Jason roll a D100 twice.
Me?
Who, me? Me? Always?
Yeah. Because you got your
44.
D100, you always got to roll. 44.
Why can I actually not find mine the one time you want me to roll?
Oh my god.
I know, I was like, Daye finally gets to roll it.
What?
Actually, Jason...
You ask
why
like
don't-
every time.
Yeah.
You told me to roll it twice?
No. Jason rolls twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he has his weekly roll 100 that he has to roll. That will do something eventually.
There was a 33 and a 66 in that order.
Okay.
I'm not sure which one was which, though.
I got a 19.
19.
What do I roll instead? I don't know. Man.
Roll 2d10.
2d10.
Can I roll a giant stranger face?
Yes.
I mean, sure, but
No, it
I
won't
don't
do any good.
82.
82.
I turn into
So you remember seeing somebody that resembled Myrtle? Myrtle was in a different cart than you were, and you were the last one caught, so you were never really like side by side, for a long period of time. So you would have seen her, but not like the details of her face probably aren't super crystal clear, so you'd have to make up maybe 20% of her features, like just fill in the gaps.
Can I
That's the most
can I do
important
that?
part.
Can I fill it in with Cornelia's features, the ones that I can't remember?
Sure.
Means they're sisters.
Do you need to know what I rolled?
Yes.
A 99.
Ooh.
All right. So Daye, you were.
Wasn't even there.
I wasn't with them though.
Yeah.
Wasn't even there. That's not fair, or is it?
Well, you
no, it's
escaped.
totally.
You escaped, so you were caught
did.
for a little while. So
true.
you and Myrtle were actually picked up with Cornelia around the same time. You just happened to slip out. So you actually, the more you think about it, the more you're like, oh, like there were a bunch of us, but I think I know who Myrtle was. So you remember her features pretty specifically, so you might be able to help Pup with like the little dials. Be like nose slightly smaller, go down a little bit.
Like on Sims.
Yeah, like the Sims.
Wait, I'm trying to. Is Pup trying to turn into her? What's Pup doing right now? Sorry.
I'm trying to turn in so that we can remember what she looks like.
Okay, I will help Pup sim dial in the situation.
Okay.
And I'll do a sketch. I'll do a sketch of Myrtle at once they're done.
Okay. Yeah, you do a sketch of Myrtle and Cornelia. It's really not ringing a bell. This is a absolute stranger to you.
Yeah. We will save this person. And maybe I'll remember.
Oh,
I hope so.
Hey,
That is
Kelwise,
rough.
she looks like you. She's a halfling.
Hey, look at that.
Hey.
Takes note.
Like a gnome?
No, she was a halfling.
Oh, it's your friend, not your sister. Okay, sorry. I was like, I thought you were related.
That's why I thought
So-
I'd throw that out there.
So to save
No. Yeah, that makes sense.
to save time, James, I'm gonna say that I already like changed into the Ashen Rider gear before I put the amulet on because I don't want to do a whole thing of like having to take
so
it
that,
off.
That
you know.
that darker uniform that's not leather, it's cloth. It's a little bit more of like a loose jacket and darker clothes because it's that other group that works inside the pit and not roaming around outside. So they don't really need leather and armor protection because they're not really fighting anyone. It's just basically like they're prison guards essentially.
To know.
So the three of you, Pup, you're gonna as well, right? And just so we know, is there a form you're gonna be taking?
yeah, I'm gonna be taking just some random human dude, just like the most generically looking, just really run of the mill, nothing special, dude.
Okay, perfect.
Wait. What about did you want to be one of the people that we had knocked off the other day?
I was going to, but we didn't get enough info on.
Okay.
Yeah, his name was Kurt. That's all we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian.
Brian. Yeah.
Brian. I'm just a dude, you know?
Nice.
Brian Duderson.
Brian Duderson.
Deuteronomy.
Strong, huge, large.
All right.
All right.
So yeah,
you guys
I
jump
get
into
in one of
these-
the boxes.
Yeah. So you guys jump into these boxes, and it's not comfortable, with the exception of Trust. It's not comfortable, but it's passable. You guys feel the cart up, and then
I have a question.
you kind of think, how the hell would this thing get through that door? It's weird, because obviously that door was small, and this is a huge cart. Sorry, go ahead, Dresden.
Will my weapons fit in this box?
D&D pockets? D&D pockets?
So,
Shut
yeah,
the-
your axe. Your axe gets
I mean,
just
I
stowed
figure a
behind.
sword can
it gets-
probably fit if I
yeah,
can, but the
it gets-
fucking axe is.
The axe gets stowed. Your crate is right up to the back of it, and then they kind of put your axe in between the crate and the wall.
There's just another crate that's shaped like an axe.
Like super, just not inconspicuous at all.
Yeah, they have to finagle it, but it goes on the cart.
Okay.
And Trach.
Trash bag. Yeah.
Trash bag. Puts you at ease and says, it lets you know that they sometimes take weapons in there, so it's not like it would be unheard of to see an axe on a cart going in. As long as it's not a dude like swinging the axe like a maniac killing people, it probably would. No one's gonna think.
Totally at ease. Completely at ease. Yeah.
Yeah.
You might actually use Herniax tonight, dude.
First blood.
I can't wait to miss every single time.
Oh no, you're gonna die.
All right. You
It'll be
guys
worth it.
jump into this and you feel it start to move slowly and then pick up pace, and you hear the sounds of pubs. It's still like the middle of the night, and so you hear pubs and you hear banter and people on the streets, and you hear pretty definitively the second you hit Ascension Road made out of that dark crow stone. You hear those wheels kind of bump up onto that smooth stone, and it's a very nice ride because this stone never deteriorates. It doesn't chip. It doesn't go bad. So when they paved this road flat, it retained that perfect nature. So the road gets smooth, and for maybe a half hour you just feel that smoothness winding around the city, and then all of a sudden you hear some sort of gate opening, and you stop for a little while, and then you feel back onto this dirt path as you guys make your way, which you assume westward and north, and eventually you start to hear like hooves, many hooves, moving around you, kind of running by the cart in different directions until you hear a man outside hail, which you assume is Drach and Kesht, and come out, and you hear them mumbling and talking about something. Nothing, there's no panic or anything like that in their voices. It's just a normal conversation. Seems very business-like, run-of-the-mill. And then you hear him call out, and you hear the footsteps of two men come running up, and somebody just kind of Dresden knocks on your cart, just kind of slaps it, and you hear, "Well, it's all here," and you hear 2 feet walking off to the south, as you hear two unfamiliar voices just kind of, all right, 1, 2, and the cart lifts itself back up, and you slowly feel yourselves being dragged around, and you start to hear many people talking. Even though it's the middle of the night, you hear people talking, you hear people maybe gambling. It's hard to tell from in these boxes, and eventually, maybe 10 minutes, you feel the cart get shut down, and there's little pinpricks of light coming through your boxes, like firelight from somewhere, and then you hear as these 2 doors close, and you guys are in pitch dark, and you can kind of hear sounds from outside, but it's clear you've entered some kind of building. It's probably the warehouse that Pick told you about. And that's what you guys are.
Wanna?
Yeah. So yeah, you able to push up. The box lid is nailed shut, not too tightly, but you'd have to really give it a good shove to get it off. All right, give me an athletics check.
Athletics. 18.
18. So you guys are just in kind of silence, like thinking, like, are we good? What's going on? And you hear, poof, and this box lid just comes flying off. And you look around, and you're just in this dark warehouse. and it's not completely sealed. You see, like, there's light coming in from a fire somewhere outside.
Yeah.
But you see these two big doors in this long warehouse just covered in boxes. And this cart is just set in the middle. It seems like they're like, well, we'll deal with this tomorrow kind of thing.
Guys, I cannot see. Help. Guys, I can't see anything. I don't know what's going on. I need some help. Are you guys still in there?
I just stay in my box.
I'm gonna take my knife out of my pants and just pry the lid off.
Yeah, give me
same.
a
Can I see
sleight of hand
anything
check.
in here?
Yeah, you can see through the little, like, light coming through the boards.
Oh, okay.
But, like,
I thought that it was like.
it's not pitch
Pitch
dark.
dark.
It's dim light, we'll call it. Very dim light.
Okay.
I got an 8.
An 8?
Get those rolls
so-
out early.
So
Smart.
you see a little dagger sticking out of the hood of a box pup, and it's
I'm
just
gonna
like
go help.
scraping around. It's like a cat's
help.
paw sticking out of like under a door, just like searching around.
I'm gonna try one side, then the other side.
Yeah.
Whoa! Watch out! I'm gonna help you! Watch out! Please don't stop me! It's scared! I don't want to get stabbed.
Take it back in.
All right.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
and then you loosened it, and the two of you managed to just clunk,
I want one.
pop the lid off. Yeah.
I loosened that.
Yeah, you did a really good job. I really probably couldn't have done that without you. You're so amazing. Can you teach me how to do that? I really want to learn how to be sneaky just like you.
Oh my
I'm
God,
just gonna
so weird.
like knock on the inside of mine because I hear them, and I'm just like, someone help me.
Yeah, same.
Oi!
I'll open
Guys.
mine as well, just with my
Yeah.
dagger.
I'm gonna help everyone who needs
you
it.
guys have managed eventually to just pry everyone's lid open.
Duck.
Yeah. Yeah, Dalladale.
Does it look like? Sorry. Does it look like if I were to if we were to light anything, would it shine out and alert to our presence, or does it seem pretty sealed?
It might. It's pretty bright outside, but it definitely is dark enough in here that someone might see something glowing. It would definitely be a risk.
Okay. That's why I asked.
Rezik's blind right now, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Rezik,
Yeah, can I look
you
around?
just see all your friends kind of wandering about.
Yeah.
And and you feel just that feather lightness still on your shoulder. And
He's
everyone
still
you
in
guys
the
kinda
box.
see
I'll
too.
help him out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go hold his hand.
Thank you. And I follow.
Okay.
Can I just look around with my vision? My dark vision?
Yeah. So in this room, you see loads and loads of crates.
Okay, so
You also see like a couple extra carts, some saddles, a lot of gear, like maybe camping gear, sets of bedrolls, backpacks, just normal run-of-the-mill.
Just warehouse stuff, you know.
Well,
Casual.
like I would say, like run-of-the-mill campings, the necessities, tents, flint and steel boxes, piles of firewood, things like that you could take, kindling, survival traps, such as like animal traps and such.
Traps?
Yeah, a
Checks
couple
for
like
traps.
rope traps that Kelwise, if she explained it to you, would know, like, you know, are meant to like snare something. I guess you'd call them snare traps. And there's a couple of those. You guys had seen earlier that the Ashen Riders had used those big old clawed bear traps against you guys that you had literally thrown at them. There's
forgot
a
about that.
few of
Oh.
those. There's a few of those hanging on the wall as well.
Could you
How
imagine?
heavy are they?
You think that we should probably take these, right?
The bear traps are incredibly heavy.
Might be a
I'm
little
out.
obvious.
I mean,
I'm interested in those in the snares and the rope traps.
yeah, there's a couple of them you could take.
I mean, we're headed
Yeah, I'd like
into
to
the
take those.
yeah. We have to get this stuff on the way.
By the way, Cullen, I just pat your herniacs and I just go, right, too obvious.
I haven't picked that up yet.
Yeah.
As I
You
take
never
it
know
out of the
what we're gonna
crate.
need.
he thinks of the hernia accident, poof, it disappears. Yeah, there's a couple of them. You can take those too. Just call them snare traps.
Got it. What about entrances and exits to this place?
It looks like there's just those big double doors in the front.
Just big double. There's nothing. There's not like a. The warehouse doesn't have like a second story with like a window or.
Were we
something.
told anything else about this place?
I don't remember hearing about a warehouse. I remember other places that I wrote down in my notes, but I don't remember.
A barracks, a
Well, yeah,
warehouse,
we got-
training ground, and stables that he was talking about.
And
Just
like
kind of
a-
laying out the land. And
like
there's
a
the
palace or
treasury
something
and the
like that?
palace. Yeah, the east side is
Fortress,
they
palace.
call it the palace, which is where
Fortress.
the Ember Rose stays, and it's also where the treasure
Like in the
is.
northeast side.
Is there like a upper part of this warehouse to kind of climb up and see if there's a hole to peek through the outside?
It's pretty tall, and so you might be able to like climb a shelf to try and see, but there aren't any obvious windows or exits in here.
Mhm.
It seems just like a big wooden building someone constructed.
Before
Go ahead.
before I forget, I just wanted to put like the kindling and something in my pocket, just kind of stuff my pockets.
Flint and steel.
Yeah, flint and steel, and
Okay.
some of the fire starter, and that's all. Just before I forget.
Yeah. So you take some flint and steel and some kindling.
Where it's not too much, where it doesn't look like I have much in my pockets, but
Okay.
Just
And
enough.
then this warehouse, James. So was this inside of the pit, or was it on the like the outside borders
It was
around
in
the
Fort
pit?
Ramilda, which was in that fortress right outside the pit.
Right outside. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, because you guys have to take that. There was an elevator that only goes down in the morning and up at sundown.
What time is it?
It's still night.
It's just like a wooden room.
It's
Like-
just a
like-
big
like the walls
wooden
are-
warehouse with a few, pillars in the middle for structure.
Sick. Do any of can I go along the wall to feel if there's any like
Light switches.
wiggly walls?
Give me a
like,
give me an
the way I would do with like a tree
investigation.
branch if I wanted to like step on a tree branch type
Give
thing.
me an investigation.
Can I also just take some flint and steel?
Investigation. I get a -1.
Yes.
Let's go. 6.
A 6.
These are walls.
Yeah, you search around and you determine that these walls aren't super thick. You're absolutely sure you could punch through these things, but it would make a lot
Please
of
don't.
noise probably. So I mean, maybe if someone were to find something loose, or you found like you could dig under it, maybe. The dirt isn't. It's still a sandy, dune. Here, it's that beach sand, that dry beach sand. It's still kind of that here, even though it seems a little bit more packed. You could probably dig through it. Those are
What
all
did we do?
options.
What did we determine was wrong with the door?
There's a bunch of people on the other
There
side.
might be people on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it would come out
Is
in the
there
morning.
anywhere to hide? Like, could we hide until someone came back in and then sneak out, or?
in, like,
Because we have to do
crates
this
or
now,
something
right? Like
that.
we can't wait till morning. The ship is leaving in the morning, so we have to do
Oh,
this
right,
now.
right.
You
No.
probably have. No, the ship is leaving.
The ship
next
is leaving
evening.
tomorrow night. Yeah.
What?
But if you
I thought it was
the
leaving
ship-
first thing in the morning.
No.
No, the ship's leaving the next night. But if you know that it only goes down in the morning and up at night, so you basically have to hit this one going down, and you have to
The
get
crane-
back
the
out
crane
before
does,
it goes
yeah.
back up, or else you won't make your ship.
Got it. This whole time I thought it was leaving right and early in the morning.
You're like, let's just go.
I was like,
Take
oh
your
my
time.
god, we're not gonna have enough time. No.
Well, hopefully Fitz can stall Captain Tide if we can't make it in time.
I'm sure he can. If he made it there.
Yeah, if it didn't
Well,
drown on the way out.
Yeah.
If we can't see out,
to swim on my own.
My god, no.
One arm?
yeah, that'd be hard. One arm swimming.
Just Just in
Fits'
circles.
new name is Bob.
Oh my god.
If we can't see out really, I'm
You
in
might be
favor
able
of trying
to,
to
like-
maybe dig and like get someone out, someone small, perhaps myself.
Yeah.
Wasn't the plan to go in here and then pretend to be gods leading prisoners to the pits, or is that not the plan anymore?
That's the plan.
There's got to be a holding place before the thing goes down in the morning. We just have to find that.
Yeah, and as that's happening, you guys hear a scream. Something bone-chilling, something primal. A young girl, you assume. It's muffled and it's a little bit
Fitz
far.
is here.
You hear you hear a scream. And then it's gone very quickly.
Well, now we know the direction of the pit, eh?
Yeah.
Do you think Eva would be seen if she looked outside?
Did she go through walls?
Technically. Eva, are you
Hey,
still
why don't we
able
just
to,
send Dalladale? Hey, Dalladale,
Oh,
Yeah,
turn into a rat.
fly
Oh, yeah.
outside.
might be let,
Well,
yeah, that'd be less.
I could
It's
do
awesome
that,
I
but
can dig.
I was trying to save
Adult.
my
I'm trying to
abilities
do my
just in case we needed it. Maybe if there
Yes,
was
because you have
another
been so much help previously.
Look,
Obviously,
I
yes.
I can dig a
Sorry,
hole
that's my bad.
if you need.
Pop. You like to fetch, right?
Yeah.
Don't you also like to dig? Have you ever dug a hole to put something special in it?
Poop.
Uh-huh. Could you pretend like you was digging a poop hole only to get us out of here?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you do the poop holes around the tree. That's the tree, so you know where the holes are. So if you don't dig a hole for fun, you don't find like a bunch of poop. You know, this is a poop tree.
So we gotta dig to
Right.
the tree.
Oh, I thought it was like
You're
a
not gonna
tree
actually
that was like
poop in this
hollow in
hole.
the center, and you were like slowly
Sometimes.
filling it.
It's kind of both. You gotta get the whole thing. It's the full like poop ecosystem going on. Yeah. I'm gonna. Can I just like?
Yeah.
I was like, Mom's a dog. Can they
Pup,
dig?
you dig for maybe 5 minutes. It's pretty thick, compacted earth, but you manage to, get a sizable hole big enough for someone small to just pop out real quickly if they wanted to.
The hole's ready. If you guys want to go through the hole, the hole's ready. If someone small can go through the hole. I can make myself small and go through the hole. Do you guys want me to make myself small and go through the hole?
Well, I'm small. What if us small ones go first and maybe us getting through will make it a little bit bigger for the bigger people?
Wait, maybe I should go first because I'm in the Ashen Rider gear, and that way if I'm standing outside, I can pretend to be all cool in case anybody comes up, so you guys aren't just like...
Maybe Rezik can, because he can presto himself. It might look suspicious if you're all dirty in a
He's
uniform.
blind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through the hole.
Okay. So yeah, you wiggle your way
We're gonna
through
die.
this hole, and
be.
yeah, and it takes quite a bit of work for you to do, but you wiggle your way out of
Someone comes up right as you're underneath it.
Yeah, and
I do
you
transform
pop out.
myself into like a small kid as I do this to make it easier.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not like the giant dude.
So the top half is still the same, but the bottom half
Giant
also
average
just
dude.
poof into like a small kid. It looks so weird just to get the backside through. Yeah, so you're there, and you have an
and then I
adolescent
put
child's
myself back
legs.
into an adult.
Yeah, and then whoop right back. You're standing.
The clothes just go.
Yeah. Yeah. You're on the backside of this big warehouse in kind of an alleyway, and you see like these large palisades, these thick logs that have been placed in this tall wall and this ramparts that go across it above you, and you only have maybe 10 feet between you and this wall, and you see to your left this giant lookout tower with 4 or 5 people way up. It's maybe 30 feet tall. It's huge, this huge towering structure that is in the corner of the palisade T, or I guess the crook of the corner, and you kind of peek around.
That's what a palisade is. Okay.
Sorry.
You're good.
You peek around the warehouse, and just on the other side, you like look up, and maybe 10 feet away, you see about a dozen horses, all just kind of standing in this long stable. some eating hay. Most are just standing around, maybe sleeping. And you kind of turn to look even further around, and maybe 100 feet down, you see a giant fire and a row of people. And you see someone holding someone by the neck down what looks like a big block. And then just ever so slightly in the distance, you can see this glowing ember light. Just this immense, almost white, what you can assume metal poker. And it just... And you hear someone just scream bloody murder and then pass out as it's pulled off of them. And you can see just wisps of smoke coming off of their flesh. And you see there's maybe 10 people left, and very far. And you notice this place is lit very well. There's torches on every building. There's a big fire pit that has a pretty large, sizable sized fire burning in it that seems to be maintained. And you see those giant hills that the Ebon Mountains that were made of that dark black stone. You see a giant, what looks like natural cave opening. There's this big cave opening, and you can't really see what's inside it from your angle, but you do see people hauling those marked white ones now, being kind of carried off in that direction by people in the same black uniforms.
Okay. I'm gonna whisper all of this as I'm seeing it, like, to them on the other side of this thin wall. So, so what do you guys want to do? What do you guys think that we should do?
Do the people that are carrying the white ones off look like us? Like our garb?
Yes. The ones
Okay.
doing the branding are Ashen Riders in the...
Yeah, but after that they get passed off to people
After
like
that,
us.
yeah, basically.
All right. Great. We just
It looks
dragged
like we
all
can just go with them.
into them. Yeah. Let's
Yep.
do that.
Hey guys, come on, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Should we?
It's
We
time.
should act. Oh,
Time.
well, they remember that they didn't just psh us. Do we have a reason for that?
Well, we've already got the marks.
Right, but they'll be like, "What was he doing out here?" If
We
you
gave
already
them
know.
trouble when we were captured, so they wanted to mark us right away.
All right.
Like
Yeah,
Fitz.
like
So-
Fitz.
All right. Let's do
Should we
it.
get some? I guess I'll get some rope out and just start. Should we Should we tie the prisoners up and like their hands and kind of lead them, or?
Are the other prisoners tied up, or are they just kind of...
You give me a perception check.
21.
You
Bobby
can hear,
dice.
you really strain your wolf ears to hear what's going on, and beyond that cave opening, the mouth, you hear something metal like a chain, very similar sounding to those chains you guys had
Lovely.
when you were first caught by them.
Do we see any of those in that room? Any chains?
You guys happen to have any chains?
There's no chains in this warehouse.
Resik, you have any presto that could turn rope into chains?
Unfortunately, not.
Why don't? I think I can.
Did those horses over there look like they had any saddlebags or anything? Were they bare?
The horses don't have any, saddles on them or anything like that. There were
No.
a few saddles in the warehouse, but they look just empty, plain saddles.
We could just use rope and say that they were trying to get away and one of them has an iron allergy.
Also, if they're not looking too close, I could try and use thaumaturgy to make the sound of chains coming from our wrists. As long as they don't look too close, they don't see them.
I mean,
Iron allergy.
I mean, maybe just let's try ropes, and when someone asks why we're in ropes, someone say, "Give us some chains."
Yeah. Say,
I
look,
forgot.
they got delivered this way. It's not our job to,
Yeah, that's not our job.
That's the
Be
action
like,
rider.
just be
I
like,
question
we
them.
caught them, didn't we? What should
We can say that it was the guy that we killed yesterday's fault. Be like, oh, Brad delivered him to us like this.
Yes, dang Brad.
Oh, Brad, that guy is just the worst. And
Or we can
also
say
the other guy that we
We
killed.
captured so many that we ran out of chains, and now God, we need more chains.
We
We're
can
so
tell
good at
them it's
capturing-
above their pay grade.
Yeah.
Right.
So one of those will
As
work.
long as we've got answers, that's all I care about.
But we don't really need an answer for that. We can just say they delivered this. They delivered them to us like that.
Well, that is an answer, Dresden, but let's go.
But we don't
Yeah,
need
Dresden,
a
that
story.
is an answer. Guys, get out here! I'm sick of being alone. I'm scared.
I'm
Under.
No! I'm scared!
Dresden.
I'm like very lightly.
I'm
The,
going.
the first
On the
thing
wall.
you notice, Dresden, is that this hole needs to be at least 4 times this big to get that axe through.
I know. I was hoping you would forget.
Is
You're
there anybody
the
around?
problem.
Just open the front. Can we just open the door
I
at
mean-
this point?
At this point, you guys
Does
hear
it-
another
does it-
scream, like the bone-churning
Oh,
scream.
dude,
as
Can
someone
I
with
see if
their face-
anyone's by the front door to
That's what I
the
was about
warehouse?
to ask, yeah.
Yeah, well, you could go near there, but you'd be basically in the light at that point. Like, it's pretty well lit up. Even where you are, there's some residual light coming off of all the different torches and the big campfire. But you could, just walk out, look, and walk back.
Yes.
Okay.
Listen, everyone is small other than me and Dresden. Let's just, me and Dresden can go out there and just, inconspicuously walk around
So,
the other gods because we're dressed as gods.
You walk out, Pup, around,
Oh, dang it.
and you try not to make, you're very inconspicuous.
I'm doing it stealthily.
Yeah. Are you actually sneaking?
I want to try to sneak without making it look like I'm sneaking.
It's like social
You know when
camouflage.
you're like trying to avoid an X and you can like walk like inconspicuously, but like also be actively stealthing from them. No, just
Yes.
me. Cool, thanks guys.
I was like actively stealthing from them. No, I just burst
So,
out
like,
into tears
the pink-
immediately and fall into
Yeah.
my hands and knees and scream into the universe.
Okay. All right,
Is
that's
that
a
not what we
choice.
all do when we see our exes?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just sticking to the wall, not drawing attention, trying to make your presence very small. You walk, you're walking up, and you peek around the corner, and right as you do that, you see a young kid who's whittling some wood, sitting on a stool. He kind of just like looks up right at you. Hello.
I give him my best Dresden impression and just give him like the like the non like the just stoic. I'm better, but like I'm better than you, but I'm just not going to even acknowledge you.
And he like
What I look
doesn't
like?
know how to take it, but he stands up and you see him kind of stiffen up and take almost in an attention position. You get the feeling like he doesn't know if you outrank him like severely or if he's supposed to give you respect. He doesn't know, but he doesn't want to like.
I'm
Also
gonna do
lose
this
face?
thing.
For the record, that's what that look is supposed to accomplish. So good job.
Yeah, and he's kind of like, what do you want? All right, you just gonna stare at me.
None of your business. Get back to your wood.
Whittling.
Okay. He just kind of sits down and
Turn around.
starts,
Don't look at me.
And he's just every once in a while like looks at you like.
Turn
"Are you
around,
still
don't look at
watching
me."
And yeah.
I want to like intimidate him into not looking at me. I want him to like look down.
You seem to have successfully just. I don't know if it's intimidation, but he's definitely like, if I just don't look, maybe it'll go away. like head
You're
in
a
the
ghost.
sand, like God, please
Regressed
just
in.
leave. Like I need an adult. That's his look.
Yep.
All right, and then you kind of just look around. No one else seems to notice you. Most people are caught up in making sure that no one escapes from this group that's being branded, white ones, in the center of the tent. And you do a quick cursory glance too, and you see a second set, not as tall, but almost like a second fortification of those tall, like a fence, and behind that a large, what looks like a pretty nice mansion.
Palisade? Is that the fence thing?
Well, it's not as tall,
Palisade, like
thick
the
as a
wood-
palisade. Yeah, it's
like the wood stakes?
tree trunks, just straight up and down.
Okay.
This is more of just like a fence, a secure fence around what looks like, you can see the roof of something that looks like a very nice, well-crafted building that's completely out of place in this kind of rudimentary fort.
Okay. Do I see the doors to the thing?
Yes,
the-
you saw the door to the front had this big, like huge, very, very heavy plank of wood blocking the entrance.
Okay. I go back to the hole. The door has like a really heavy wood thing on it, and I don't think that I can pick that up very well. It also, a kid saw me, but I think that I scared him. I tried to be like you, Dresden. I think that it worked, but now I feel really bad and I want to give him a hug. It's scary out here! It's really scary out here! I'm freaking out, you guys! Can you guys just
I'm gonna crawl out. I'm gonna crawl out really quick and just
Yeah,
give
I was.
Papa a
Yeah,
hug.
I was earlier too.
And be like,
you can make it out.
I
now
just
you
like...
gotta- but now you have to treat me like a prisoner. You could do it. Stay strong. You could do it.
Oh, Pop! What
We're gonna
if?
die.
What if you turned into a wolf and you growled at him? Maybe he would leave the door and we could all lift it together?
I can't turn into a wolf.
Or another scary thing?
I can't turn into animals. I'm not like, oh wait, why doesn't just Mr. Unhelpful Pants turn into something and scare him?
Yo, Dalladale!
He's trying to save those until he really needs
Oh
them.
yeah. That's right. I can't turn into animals like that. One time, okay, he tried to teach me how to turn into a dolphin, and I turned into like it's just a human with like dolphin skin. Horrifying. Just not pleasant. If that's as good as I was able to get.
Just been digging this whole
This
time.
is like a dolphin.
Yes.
I always imagine Maui from Moana when he turns into like a shark person.
That's perfect.
Anyways,
In an effort to help
My hero,
Dresden,
the shark guy. Anyway.
sorry.
You
No,
notice
I'll help
too,
Dresden.
ever so slightly, the sky, Pup. You now, Cornelia. Now that you're outside, the sky just tinges a little lighter, a little bit blue, a little bit, a little bit less stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have a hole. Let's, I'm sure we can find a shovel in this room
I don't
filled
even
with.
think we don't need a
supplies.
shovel. I just need to dig like an inch / by like 8 feet.
Yeah, I'll help
I'm
you
gonna
out, and I get on my
light
hands
it
and
up.
knees and start helping
Yeah,
him.
so you
Wait,
guys
why don't you
managed
just
to
do it the other way? Do it
I'm
with.
already committed.
Oh my god.
Widthwise.
So
Widthwise or
you
go
guys,
home.
you guys learn a lesson in stubbornness as Dresden manages to get it through the way he wants to
Like-
get it.
Well, I'd
through.
have to. I'd
He's
have
trying
to
to
go
put
the
the
whole
square
way.
block into the circle hole.
No, you don't, because if this is the wall, right? I'd have to dig that length anyway, because I can't get the axe to bend like that. So it's got to
No,
go
you just-
one way or the other.
Hmm.
The wall is still there.
You're a
Right.
wall.
So maybe
Yeah.
30 minutes later, you guys manage to dig all this dirt out. You guys are popping out the back of this this thing, and by then, it looks like the last person is about to be branded.
All right.
Let's hurry.
Guys, I think that we gotta start speeding this up because it looks like this is the last person. We should just follow right behind them, right?
Yeah.
You guys ready? Isaac, can you see?
Tie you guys up.
No, but Eva.
Yeah.
Eva.
Yeah.
Can you go invisible? Like you were before?
Invisible? What do you mean?
Can you? Never mind. We'll figure it out later then. Okay. So yeah, I'm ready. I'll have to just hold on to somebody while we go.
Good thing.
Just hold on to whatever prisoner you are. And
Invisible?
remember to
is
look
that?
around like that.
Well, you'll need to take a nap then, dear. You can't. If they see you, they'll freak out and probably attack and kill us.
You have to
So-
make sure that these guys can't see you, because if they see you, they're gonna hurt Rezik.
Why are they gonna hurt Resi?
Yeah.
But I'm not tired.
Because they're really,
Bad
really mean
person.
people.
Yeah, they're bad people.
They're really, really, really mean, and so you have to just make sure that you don't get seen. Okay, you have to be like really, really sneaky. Like Cornelia.
Just take a nap though?
Yeah, like you did before. You took a nap and then you
Okay. And you see her close her eyes and squeeze them real tight. But she's still there. It's not like she's like trying to force herself to sleep.
I want to poke her on her head. I can still
Right.
see you.
You poke at her and it's almost like you're like, huh. Like she's not. It's not that she doesn't have any substance, but it's more like you pushed your hand through a mist of water.
Like thick air.
Yeah. It's like when she's not concentrating, she's not even there.
well, we have to
there
go.
a
So
way- We can just kind of all be around her and she's tiny, hide her presence.
Rezik,
You're tiny.
You know that, like, you know, bonds are what kind of pulled her here, and it's your bonds with these people that made her corporal in the first place. And the way even you've been out in public with her, and it didn't seem like Kesht or Troch could even see or communicate with her.
Oh.
So you're not even
Great,
sure that,
okay.
like, she's not just always invisible to everybody who she doesn't choose to be visible to.
Great. Okay. Perfect. All right. So yeah. In that case, now that I know that, sorry. Hey, Eva, I want to go. Can I please borrow your vision again? I'm gonna go ahead and help everyone get through this very dangerous path here.
Okay, and she kind of jumps onto your. She sits down like on your shoulders, like this time like right on the back of your shoulders. She grabs two big handfuls of hair, which you guys see. His hair just kind of starts sticking up into two little like, just like little cowlicks almost, as he's holding them. And then she closes her eyes, like concentrates really hard, and then opens her eyes again. And Rezik, you start to see, you know, with every heartbeat, you get almost like an after image of light, just boop, 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 boop. It's almost like an echolocation of sorts, as you can start to see through her eyes more and more and more, and it becomes more clear.
Great. And I
You
see
also
my
feel
own
like your hair might be
thumb as I
getting
say.
ripped out of your head.
I see my own thumb as I raise it up and I say, "Great job, dear. Just keep it up." And I try to act as normal as possible and help guide everybody towards the pit.
Okay, sure. So how are you guys walking out?
Just
Well, were the other guys, were they like pushing prisoners in front of them? Were they dragging
Yeah,
them?
for
Like,
sure.
what did we see them doing?
It was like a pair were dragging each person from the branding table into that
All right.
opening.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
just
grab
drag
Calwise's. I'll grab
Drag me.
Calwise's shirt and just start dragging him.
They drag Cornelia, who I've been hugging this whole time.
Well, I guess I get dressed in them.
I'm gonna look
did we
down,
secure
just
him
like-
with ropes though?
There's also Zuna and Daladale.
They can figure it out. They have not been.
Yeah, my other hand grabs Daladale then.
I'll grab
Okay.
Zuna.
All right. Yeah, and they've been pretty much stripped of any kind of weapons or anything like that. So the two of them
I
are
have-
just. What was that?
I have a knife in my pants.
Okay.
Yeah, so we by the way, we gave all of our weapons to whomever, to the Ashen Rider people who are, yeah.
Okay.
They're in backpacks or something, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and Zuna, who was wearing that really nice leather armor has since donned, rags, basically. Nothing of worth to try and draw attention to herself. So yeah, you guys just kind of drag them out across the pit. The 3 Ashen Riders, give me a performance check out of each of you.
So angry.
Performance?
Yeah.
Let's see here. 17?
17.
13.
13.
That's a 6 minus 1. Oh no.
So
I
Dirty.
feel like I've done this before though.
Yeah, I
Military experience.
you guys should probably have advantage on this one.
yeah, Dresden, like, you're not, like, you grab, you have,
He grabbed me.
yeah, Trust, right? And you've done this maybe too many times. Trust, you feel like that hand on the back, like on your nape, and just ever so slightly, those fingers are pinching in on your neck, and it's uncomfortable. And it doesn't even take a performance. You're just like, ow, oh God, ow, what is happening? And yeah, and you, I'm in Dresden. This is just business as usual. You're just taking in a perp. So yeah, but you do clock that there's some pretty severe discomfort on Trust's face. Unsure if that's gonna help sell it or not. It doesn't matter.
Hey, I rolled a dirty 20, so I'm selling it.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're super selling it, and it's like you're like acting.
Hard things.
You're doing great.
So you guys start trudging across this pretty wide open space, and you see maybe 50 to 60 Ashen Riders of each type. A few on horseback coming in, a few on horseback leaving. And as you kind of wind around that big opening of that natural cave, you see this huge wooden platform that has a few carts on it. It's got a bunch of boxes on it. It's got a whole row of white ones chained to this large metal pole that's been fashioned into this platform. And what's weird about this platform is it's almost on this track. It's like this maybe 45-degree angle track that looks like it just descends down into the pit. And you notice there's this huge pulley mechanism. And as you look to the other side, you see there's this huge, almost gear that's just mounted to 5 mules. And it looks like this is how the thing turns to go down, and this is how it turns to go up. And from what you can see, this is the only way to make the platform move. It doesn't seem like the pulleys are attached to anything at the bottom.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah. So we just. Oh no!
Sorry, no. Go ahead. Sorry. I was gonna say go ahead.
No.
And then
Nerds.
No. Yeah, just start leading people onto it and see if there's anything we can do about, chains or anything. Or are we just gonna budget?
Nobody even pays any attention to you guys. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. It's kind of, it might be dumb luck, or they could just be morons. It's hard to tell. Whatever it is, you get over to that
little column A, little column B.
Yeah. You get over to that big metal harness area, and you see there's just a set of those magic stopping manacles. There's just a long line of them, maybe 20 sets, and 15 of them are already fastened to people, and there's just another 5 sets just hanging there.
What is it? We chopped them off last time.
Are they the same ones that prohibit magical use?
Yeah.
Do we recognize them?
Yeah, it seems like it has those same runes on it. Those old manacles with those same runes.
Is there any way to fudge them being on that we can see?
You can try, sure.
Yeah.
Just put some bubble gum on there, slap them shut.
Yeah, how many other guards, how many other Ashen Riders are on this platform?
There's maybe 3 or 4 of those dark black cloth uniformed guys on this platform.
Okay. But are
people are still loading things onto the platform and taking things off. They're still putting that last person. That last person still has to be like branded and moved to the platform.
Are they like overseeing the prisoners though? Are they paying close attention to them, or are they kind of just milling about, kind of doing their own thing?
Most of the prisoners look in pretty bad shape. Those who are still conscious are in so much pain right now. It seems like they can't really do anything. So no one's paying much attention to them. Some are just hanging by their constraints.
So maybe we just go over there, fake the shackles being on us, and one of our fellow compatriots stands guard over us in case anyone comes and starts asking any questions.
And just start leading over.
Yeah,
right.
same.
Yeah, so no one seems to question anything you guys are doing until Rezik.
Until
One of the guys who's loading this box up looks at you. Oi, give me a hand with this, please.
you dick.
Sure thing. And I go over there and I help him out.
So yeah, you kind of wander over, and it's weird because
You're in
not
fucking
quite
video
seeing
game.
through. The hands. So you go.
My
and
hands
he's
keep
just
kind of
like-
going over on accident, and I have to like adjust.
And he goes,
Yeah.
And
Getting used to VR.
You pick up this box, and he's like, "Oh, thanks, man. God, I've been hauling these boxes all day long. My back is killing me. I cannot wait for our shift to be over. We get our week off, and we're out of here."
You're telling me.
Yeah.
And I walk back over to the others.
Well, he's lifting this box, and he starts leading you off of the platform.
Oh. Dang it. Okay. I try to like rush it. I'm like, all right, well, we better hurry up here, and I like try to like start going a little faster to like get it over there, so I can get
All right,
back.
yeah. He goes almost, you guys walk almost all the way back to the warehouse. You
Oh my
drop it off
gosh.
in front of the warehouse, and then he starts walking back to the platform.
Did he
They
say
kinda-
to like help him bring it to the warehouse? Did I totally miss that? And I'm stupid. I'm so sorry, guys.
No, he just asked
he
you to help
just
him
said,
with the
"Help me
box."
with this box." Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
no,
oh my
this is
god, what did I
James.
just do?
You start walking back, and he looks up at you.
I'll run back.
Kind
All
of.
right, I'll see you over there. And I start like jogging back over.
He goes, oh, all right, man. Rezik, as you're heading back, you see the doors to that fence and the palace open, and 5 riders kind of step out slowly on horseback on these huge, what look like oversized war horses. These horses have to be at least 7.5, 8 feet tall. They're just massive, and this woman on the back of one
Oh my
steps
god.
out, and you see that same halberd, huge, with rose petals just carved into the serrated blade on her back, and 5 other riders behind her. They kind of come out of this gate, close it. She kind of looks around, clocks you, and then turns away, and they start riding off outside of the fort. And then you guys all see Rezik kind of hustle back over to where you guys are. Sorry.
Where the fuck did you go?
Is that didn't sound familiar to me at all. Is that someone that they met right at the top when I wasn't here, or
You
is that
Ember
you
Rose.
saw her. Yeah, the Ember Rose is someone you saw in that in the orb. Visiting Omara.
in the orb?
You know
Okay,
she's the
okay.
warden
All right,
of
like-
the pit. She is
She sounds
basically
scary, but who is
she's the
this?
head honcho of the Ashen
Got it.
Riders and basically the warden of the pit.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, and she was riding a horse that was just
Massive.
Massive. A dire horse of sorts.
A dire horse. A werewolf.
So he's back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Reza kind of runs back over.
Sorry.
Yeah, quit running away, you idiot. Where'd you go?
I didn't know you wanted help all the way to the warehouse. I thought he was just saying to help him really quick. I'm
You
sorry.
need to learn the word no.
I'll be more of a dick in here. I'm sorry.
Great. Good talk.
I'm learning.
As this is going on, you guys kind of clock that Ashen Rider that Rezik was helping. He kind of looks over in your direction, walks over to one of the other guys loading up crates, and they just start chit-chatting.
I smack Kelwaz in the back of the head really hard.
Now!
Shut up, ain't great.
Jerk!
Stop talking back to me.
Yeah, so you guys are sitting
I don't
there.
wanna.
Oh, that's so hard not to.
I don't wanna, but I'm gonna.
You guys, after not too much longer, you start to see the first beams of sunlight start to pierce the sky, and you hear like this horn call from one of those two. There's two now. You can see that there's two of those 35-foot towers, those huge towers in the corners of the pit of this fort, and you see one of them blowing a horn. You hear this, and you start to hear chains chink, chink, and then you hear someone call out, "Going down! Last call, going down!" And you all of a sudden feel that whole platform cuckoo, and slowly just chunk, 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 and those three guys that were loading up boxes, they jump off of the platform up top. They're staying up top, it seems like. And they kind of look back at you guys, confused a little bit. But
Aren't we dressed like the way that people are supposed to be down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are. But they look
Great.
at you a little bit confused, but not necessarily alarmed, just kind of like, huh. It's that kind of expression. And you guys just start slowly chink, chink,
I kind of want to like
chink.
bonk Tiny Toes on top of her head and look back up and be like, gotta make sure this one gets the proper treatment.
And you say that to one of them, and the guy kind of nods at you like, all right, like whatever, and they start to walk as you guys, and it's pretty slow.
Can I try to gauge what's like? I feel like we're missing something here. Can I try to gauge like
People don't, I think it's that
so he
people
had
don't
been-
come down this way.
Well, he had been
Okay.
talking to you about how, this is the last crates and then they're a week off. So it might have been like a changing of the guard. And so like, it was like, oh, shouldn't you be off now? But you're going down and okay, maybe something weird's
Okay,
happening.
gotcha.
That's the kind of feel you get from him. But it's like, stuff changes sometimes. Like you were in the commission, right? Things changed all the time. So take that as you will.
Out of the side of my mouth, I whisper to Rezik, just give him the dead-eyed stare. Just give him that dead-eyed stare.
Yeah, and you guys start to clink, 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 and it goes faster and faster and faster, and you start to move. This whole big, massive platform starts to move slowly downward, and out of view as that entranceway just goes over your head. And that's where we're going to take a quick break and pick up right from here. Oh, you guys are in the pit. You guys are in the pit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, finally!
Yeah, we're
And
here.
we have,
this is so
we have some
stressful.
stickers. When we come back from the break, we're going to give away some stickers, and then we're going to play some more D&D. So, yell at Nathan.
To be descended into the pit.
I can hear all the wrinkles
Just
in
to
your
focus
brain.
on that now.
All you hear is that humongous
Papa, can you hear
chain
me?
lattice just clink, 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 clink. As
Yeah,
this
it's not
platform
ominous.
moves,
I found it.
Leave in the pit. We did it. We won.
We got one.
That's enough.
That's pretty much it, James. Pack it up.
Done.
We won.
Go home. Let's go home.
Good news is we're already home.
Oh yeah. Well,
Wait a
I'm
second.
taking over the pit, actually.
Anyways, as you guys start to move down the pit, really the only thing you can hear is the soft sobbing of those 15 or so prisoners to the left and right of you as they're just overwhelmed with everything that's been happening. Their new surroundings, their new livelihoods, as you can all imagine, as you were all kind of assaulted. One day you were just walking up the coast, and the next day you're literally branded in a dark pit, being descended into basically forced slavery. And after maybe what feels like 15 minutes, this has been descending for a long time. Lights just pierce the bottom of this huge shaft that you guys have been moving down. You open, it takes a while for your eyes to get accustomed to it, but you enter this humongous cave. We're talking hundreds of feet high. It is maybe 200, 300 feet in diameter. And what you see in front of you immediately is this huge archway to the west. It's this large, deep, really deep cavern. Like tall enough for what you could assume giants or something like that to walk through. And what's interesting about this shaft is it seems like it's been bored out. While the entrance to this cave looked natural, this giant entryway to the west looks mined out. Not necessarily masoned to look nice or anything, but it does look like it's been forced by by tools within the last 100 years or so. Just to the north of that, in this cave, you see a large structure made of some sort of red wood. It's maybe a 2-story house, and what's interesting is it's adorned with these huge spikes that look like tusks, just jutting out of the ground, making a fence. Pop, give me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Perception. 10.
10. You start to hear something familiar. Something familiar. Almost cries and whimpers. Yeah, almost this animal. Something very familiar, but you can't really make out where it's coming from. And as you start to scan, you look, and to the north you see this big, long, winding pathway that's not nearly as big as the path to the west. It's maybe 10 feet high and 5-6 feet across. It looks just like a corridor. And the same to the east. There's another small corridor. This one looks much more natural. It doesn't look like it's been bored out like the other two. But directly in between the north and east pathway, you see this huge set of tents and a fire pit. And you can kind of see inside. There are some fenced off walls that look shoddily built. But there's a big entrance, and you see some Ashen Riders guarding the entrance to this big fenced off area. And inside, as you guys are descending, you can kind of see over that fence, and you see maybe 200 what looks like people in rags just laying about in this huge, it's almost like a small town at this point. You just see tents and a big cauldron and some fires and torches and people talking. and you had talked to Pick about all the different parts of the pit, and you start to go over the things he said, the lows, the highs, and you see like just on the outside of that like a small barracks that you can assume is where the Ashen Riders stay. He had mentioned that was called the lows, and the highs, you see that tusk adorned building, looking very almost presidential. It's probably where, you know, that Captain Akodo of this portion, he lives. And you had mentioned the Daye, which is this giant, endless abyss. And you can't really see that from where you're at. And he had said something about a meat grinder, which also you can't see, and the plank.
The plank?
Yeah, you can't really see any of that. And then he had mentioned also HQ was where all the white ones were kept and held. And you can assume that giant area with all the different tents and such is probably what they call HQ, or at least has become to known as that. And maybe another 5 minutes of descending, maybe not that long, maybe about 2 minutes of descending down this huge shaft. You guys hit the bottom, and when you look around, one of the things you notice, Rezik, as you're kind of trying to piece together this contraption, platform that moves up and down, you notice that like it's not connected in any way to anything down here, and you kind of get the sense that like under no circumstances could you really force that up. It goes down and it comes up, and it's specifically designed so that only somebody on the outside could really make the call to bring it up or bring it down. It's really meant to keep people from being able to escape.
Okay, so the donkeys were at the top.
Yes, they were at the very top.
For some reason, I think they went inside.
They
About going getting them.
left
Okay,
one
that
over there.
Yeah.
About-
and as you hit
I whisper that information to the group.
Yeah, and as you guys are descending, you see about 15 of those Ashen Riders in dark black cloth uniforms waiting at the bottom. Some with what look like blackjacks, some with whips, some with other forms of chains and stuff. But it doesn't really look like anybody's in charge. It just looks like there's no clear like leader in this group.
Does it look like that's it for the Ashen Riders? Like, since this place is hard to escape, might they be like understaffed down here? If you
There
will?
should only be like 25 of them down here, is what your friend
Yeah.
told us.
Pick said there was only
He's
about
not my
25
Your
people working in the
ex-friend.
pit. Because to escape, like, even if you did get on that platform, right? If you
Right.
looked, you know, they would see you coming up this platform and then could just stop it. So like if you looked out of sorts, they could just bombard you at the top too. So it's a very, it's almost like he was describing. Most of the people just accept that this is their life now.
Sure.
So what's the plan here? Are we just gonna some of them and take their clothes, or we gonna all of them and leave them here?
Well, we
can them into the
abyss.
the Daye.
I'm perfectly happy to
that-
do that, but how do we get back up? If they think there's anything wrong down here, they'll just leave us down here till we all die.
Yeah, and it's not like we're going to be able to prison break 200 people out of here. Consequently, because of that, we're going to have to keep it small. That being said,
Yeah.
We're just gonna, maybe we can find our friends and put them in boxes as well and just make sure there's a shipment on here and haul us all, you guys, the people wearing the uniforms, can haul us all up in crates.
It's not a bad
But then
idea.
you have to figure out how to haul us off and where to.
Yeah, the HQ is the most obvious place to check because that's where the general population would be. We might be able to find some people there, but we know Captain Hikoto's probably got Pup's companion.
Right.
Yeah, I think.
Alright.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
I was just gonna say, those of us that are dressed for certain roles, maybe we stay that way, go where leads us. Those of you that look like prisoners, go look amongst the prisoners for our friends. Those that are dressed like this, we can go other places, right? We know when we have to get back here. We know that,
Yeah.
so we should
escape.
probably, hopefully, still have access to you guys, even if you're in that HQ or whatever it's called.
Yeah, you
Exactly
you
what I
have
was
to
gonna-
come find us when you're ready, and we'll try not to get in trouble and put anywhere else.
Right. And find.
Make sure you don't get put into the meat grinder, because that sounds like it would be owie. Like really, 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 really probably hurt a lot.
Definitely. And I completely agree with you, Dresden. I think the best idea right now is to just, kind of act casual. You guys can try to mingle with all the other prisoners. They know the lay of the land. There might be actually some kind of rebellion secretly being planned already. Maybe try to find out more information about this place. And Dresden, Pup, and I will try to find Pup's sister.
Should we slide some weapons to these guys? That could be concealed.
Definitely.
Nice.
Any of you have anything on you?
I'll take a dagger in my boot.
I just have a couple of daggers.
Do you have them on you already?
Yeah, I kept 2 on me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a dagger and the tinder.
I'll take a dagger.
Just for while you're bored,
Yeah.
just flying into the
And
Bumble.
Could I conceal those noose or not nooses? The traps that I picked up earlier. Are those concealable?
Yeah, you'd be able to like
Great.
maybe.
And I'm
put
going to
one
conceal
down
a couple of
each
those
leg.
too.
Yeah,
perfect.
Probably one on each leg, but you'd have to walk.
walk around like a pirate.
Yeah.
It'll be weird, but it's worth it.
Not if you get caught.
Well, that'll be weird for them. As they fish ropes out of my pants. Anyway, we'll get there when we get there.
Okay. Well, if we
So,
can,
it's-
distribute that
and
as
you guys
best
are
we
kind
can.
of like distributing that, you see the platform reaching the end, and it just and immediately those Ashen Riders, some of them, it seems like they all just have a system. They don't really eye you guys with any kind of like suspicion. It's like, I don't know if it's just like they're used to people coming in and out, there's a big turnover, or they're just used to some kind of routine. Half of them just walk straight up to you guys who are cuffed or lightly cuffed, and they pull out this key ring and start unlatching everybody's bracers, and then marching you guys through towards that big fortified encampment. And the rest of them just start loading boxes. And as that's happening, you guys hear somebody whistle from kind of the north area. You look over and you see a pretty stout-looking man, big barreled chest, and he's wearing this what looks like metal armor. It's weird and it's out of place, but you see this like almost disheveled looking man with a big old scar on his forehead, toothy, just gross looking guy. But attached to his hip, he's got 3 chains. Each chain is attached to a mid to large size dog, and well, 2 of them are dogs and 1 of them is a wolf, and they seem very, very tame but vicious and ready to attack anybody that would go near him. And this man, he's also got this like a mace, and it looks like a long, it's a longer than normal mace, and the head just has these razored, almost like razor blades sticking out of the sides on all around it. And he just starts yelling out orders. Pick up those boxes. Get them inside now. I've got a couple special shipments I need. Make sure you take the specially marked boxes straight to the highs, or it'll be your head. And he kind of looks everybody down, and everyone kind of backs off a little bit. And he walks, just kind of grabs his chains and pulls the animals, and then walks them back up into the highs. And it's maybe then when you notice, you see him following, you see these big cages. And in these big cages are big shadows. You can't make out what they are, but they're large. Something inside them is maybe bigger than all of you guys combined in some of these cages. And there's maybe a half dozen of like the truly big cages over there.
If we set them loose, they'll want to call it back up so they can get out.
And as you start saying that, someone comes and and just clubs you in the back of the head. Not hard enough to cause any permanent damage, but really just sends your head spinning. And he's just standing over you. Talk again, and you'll get the club again. Rips you to your feet, and it seems like 5 of them grab all of the prisoners and just starts walking you guys away, leaving the 3 of you on that platform.
I'm glad we
Okie then. Looks like we're gonna need
chose this side, right?
Yes, we're gonna grab these boxes, right? We're gonna grab these boxes and we're gonna go up there, and then I'm gonna get, and then we can get, because that was right.
Yeah, and then I elbow.
Right. I obviously noticed that wolf as.
That wolf was no doubt your sister.
Cool. So we're gonna get these special boxes. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get that mace too. That thing looked awesome, right?
Oh, of course, you need a mace.
Yeah, and Justin, you're still standing there with that giant axe on your back. You have noticed a few side glances, but down here, it seems like your soldier intuition is telling you things are pretty lax. It's maybe a little bit more lawless down here, because you notice, unlike the Ashen Riders in leathers with their short sword and bow, there's no standard issue. Some people have, those blackjacks. Some people have whips. Some people have what look like half of a scissor tucked into like a dagger pouch. It's weird. It looks like
like kill.
They're not just basically like they look pretty underfunded, I guess is the way, but it might not even be underfunded. It might just be that personal touch that they allow down here. That
je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, people that maybe have weird tastes that don't play well with others, maybe get sent down here to work in the pits where they kind of get to do whatever they want.
Great.
Be all they can be, per se.
In the pit.
Lovely.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, great. I really sort of take it in. I'm like,
yeah, I
like it.
And Resin, as you're standing there, kind of just taking all this in, one of the Ashen Riders walks up to you, grabs half of a box, and then nods to you to grab the other half.
Yeah, I grab it.
And he goes, this one's and he looks at the top, and there's just a special rune on the top. And he looks at you and says, this is going to the highs. Is that new mead he's from cold in here? Make sure we better get this over to him quick. And he picks up half, and you pick up half.
It's the boxes that we're all going to be bringing up there, right?
Well, this one specifically.
They just didn't want to bring
up
up
the rune.
Is there another one like that?
Oh, yeah, are there any other ones that maybe Dresden and I could take?
You look around. And there's one other box with that same rune on top, and it's pretty small. It's not like a big 2-person case.
You grab it, and I just sort of lead the way. Mead coming through.
Watch out!
Yeah, as that's happening, the rest of you plus Daladale and Zuna, you guys are kind of marched. With that group into HQ, and then just kind of left there. They kind of throw you into there. There really isn't even a gate. It's just this big fenced off area, and people don't leave because there's nowhere to go, really. And when you look there, it's very similar to the pitch, where there's just all those tents everywhere. But the people here surprisingly don't look as emaciated. They don't look as helpless and desperate, which is kind of odd. You see a couple people who look like they're in pretty good health. But what you notice more than anything is there seems to be people with bandages and splints on their legs from injuries and arms, laying in like what maybe looks like a hospital area. There's another area where people look like they're cooking. It looks organized, strangely organized for what you would expect from a group of prisoners and held in such strange conditions.
Are Daladale and Zuna with us still?
Yeah, and immediately Daladale and Zuna are like looking around, and Daladale can't even help himself. He's just like,
Should we split up into 2 parties, guys?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Cover more ground.
Yeah, let's split all the parties up.
Are they like leading us anywhere? Do we get like led to like our lodgings, or are we just shoved in a
you
dark?
like shoved across the precipice of this gate, and they just walk away.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, if they're organized like this, maybe someone will come and greet us and let us know what's going on.
No, let's just head out.
Well, if they're organized like this, there's probably a leader or several leaders, so...
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
if we walk in, maybe they find us. New shipment and all.
Well,
Who do you want to find us? The prisoners or more guards, or who do you mean?
I mean, whoever's running this thing, the prisoners that is organizing, which we assume might be Daladale's daughter.
As you guys are just kind of taking this in, commiserating, you from one of the larger tents in the back, there seems to be like nicer tents that just have a thicker canvas that have been made to be more spacious. This huge uncast, maybe standing 6.5 to 7 feet tall, this huge half boar man, just kind of throws this big tent flap out, and he's got maybe 7 or 8 strong-looking men and women with him. They just seem to be much bigger than most of the people. And he just kind of starts stomping through the middle of the camp, literally grabbing people by their heads and throwing them to the side, moving people, walks straight up to this big cauldron that's just being stirred. It looks like there's some kind of soup. And the man stirring the soup just kind of like cowers away in fear. And he pulls out this big bowl and just starts scooping the soup and drinking it, scooping it and drinking it. And immediately you hear a soft, high-pitched voice come out of the crowd. And you can't quite make out what it is. And immediately you see the look in Daladale and Zuna's eyes as this small elf girl in this what looks like a dress, but it could have just been a large shirt that's been tailored so many times to fit, walks out, and she stands in front of this big, huge boar man. And she says something to him. You're too far away. And he laughs and just takes his soup, this burning hot soup, and throws a bowl, and some of that stuff just all over her face and all over her clothes. And as he does that, 5 or 6 people stand up to stand behind her. They're not strong. They're not anything close to the power of this giant man and his cronies. But she stands firm, and he kind of looks at them, snorts out once at them, and then starts marching back into his camp. And all of his cronies that followed him each just take, 2 or 3 bowls, as many as they can carry, back into their tent and close the door. And after they leave, you start to see maybe 10 to 15 extra people come kind of from out of the crowd and start to help her and clean her off, and start to put everything back. As that's happening, you just see Zuna's hand on her dagger already. There's a dagger that she had stowed, and it's already in her hand. And Daladale and her are already just making their way towards this young girl. What are you guys doing?
While that was happening, did they leave their tent flap open?
No, because it just kind of opens and it closes on its own.
Well, I was going to make my way more toward their tent because I just wanted to scope out the perimeter of it.
You start walking over there. What are the other two? What are you guys doing?
I don't have anyone to look for down here, so I'm here to help whoever.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk with
I'll look.
Yeah.
I'll look for Myrtle, since I remember what she looks like. I'll keep my eyes out as well.
Yeah. So give me an investigation check.
I forgot.
Yeah, and obviously I'm keeping an eye out for Ander as well.
Natural 1.
Yeah, you give me an investigation too if you're looking for Ander.
Okay.
I'm looking for my parents.
Oh, wait, it's a 7. Oh, yes, bad eyes for the win.
I assume I'm gonna have to.
10 total.
11.
10 total. 10 and 11. You guys don't seem to, at first glance, you kind of scan the people here and you don't see anybody. There's no one, obviously, if you'd seen your brother, you would have, it would have jumped out at you. But you don't see your brother, but you see all kinds of people here. Halflings, gnomes, a ton of uncast. There's all kinds of different half human, half animal forms. Some more practical than others. You see one, it's so strange, it's like a half snake almost. You see snake-like features and no arms, but human legs with scales. It's odd. It's just this melting pot of interesting just things you had never seen in your life, right? Like all the oddities of whatever the uncast is. I mean, there's just 50 or 60 of them in one place, and it's rare to see 1 or 2 in a lifetime. And while you guys are scoping everything out, the rest of you moving the boxes and Dresden clearing out the way, you notice that the highs, this mansion type structure with the tusks, you start to see, when you walk by these cages, you start to get these very violent responses from whatever's caged in there. You see one giant creature that it looks like it could be a lion, but it's got these huge, sharp, jagged teeth, and the tail has this little barb on the back that just whips it around back and forth, and it just hovers very, very cautiously around and its back. And you see something else which you can't really call it a dog, because its face, it looks like a dog, but its mouth opens and splits its face right down the middle, and instead of a jaw, it's like this watery type fluid motion, and its head opens almost just too far and then closes back, and you see its feet are almost split. There's 3 just huge claws which form almost like a bird type appendage, and then it's just staring at you. And as it breathes, it almost makes this growl that just flutters on the front of its face. And that's really only the first 2 things you can see upon entering. But behind and around, you see that the grounds hold all kinds of strange creatures, and some even in the back you can see these huge, just enormous cages. And as you walk up to the house, you kind of the man who asked Rezek to help him take these boxes, he just kind of leads you inside, really not taking too much caution to these animals. He takes you inside and starts putting down the case in this what looks like a landing. Just there's this kind of big landing area in the front. He puts it down. He opens the box, and you see that there's just a whole row of what looks like fine spirits in that first box, and he just starts checking through it to make sure everything looks good, nothing's broken, nothing's missing, and then he puts the lid back on. Oi, we better get out of here now, huh? Leave that box.
Do I see the doggy anywhere? Do I see my sister anywhere?
You don't see your sister anywhere, but you do kind of hear from a side room, you hear somebody talking. It sounds similar to that man that called out, the Akodo, but it's hard to tell.
Should we make sure that he knows that his stuff was delivered? Is that something?
Oh, I'm sure he'll see it. Right? Best not to bug him. He's got a bit of a temper, you know. Wouldn't want to really.
Yeah, but he should know that, you know, he should know that we helped him, you know? We should tell him that we helped him. That way we get, you know, maybe some of this good spirits over here, you know?
Is that supposed to be a pun?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, maybe. I mean, maybe I could, sure. Maybe he'll give us some.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it doesn't seem likely. But,
hey, you don't know unless you ask, right? You know, you don't have any clue unless you ask. So, you know, why not?
Sure.
What's the worst that can happen,
Let's
right?
go. Well, the worst that could happen is he feed us to one of these crazy things he's got here.
Nah. Come on. Let's go with it.
Right. He kind of like, you see him weighing the options back and forth in his head, like, this could either be really great or really bad.
Yeah, and I make pace with him, and then as we're getting closer to the door, I kind of slowly get further away from him to let him knock before me.
So you guys kind of, there's like a foyer area to the side. It opens up, this landing opens up into almost a foyer area, and you see sitting there those 2 dogs and a wolf still chained to this belt, but the belt is now buckled around this post that it seems like it's just a post he's built to just keep them on. And you see him in the other room just talking into something. It almost looks like it's a small stone, some sort of, it's no bigger than his palm. He's just talking into it, just making demands. Sounds kind of like he's ordering something. And this guy who helped you knocks on the door. Oh, sir. Just want to let you know that we brought in the stuff. And he doesn't even respond. He just kind of takes his hand and waves it off. And he goes, well, we tried, right? That's all we can do.
Wait.
Better get out of here.
Do I?
Yeah. And you see your sister, and she's 25 feet away from you, right? Just sitting at the base of this desk that he's kind of leaning up against. And immediately when they see you, their ears kind of pop up all 3 of these dogs, and they kind of look at you menacingly.
I like look back at my sister and I try to like.
Yeah, and it's.
Is there anything? Because I know that I don't look like me, but like I still smell like me.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's.
I just try to like.
Fart.
It doesn't seem like there's any recognition in their eyes. They all look pretty aggressive.
Brainwash?
And one of them starts to growl just very low at you guys.
I'm gonna return the growl as we are leaving
Yeah.
to
So
see
you
if my
return
sister
the
will
growl.
like notice.
You return the growl, and it almost feels you like this is something you guys did all the time back and forth, right? Playing around. It doesn't seem like they're playing around, and you start to growl back, and she takes a pose that's not friendly. It's not playful. It's angry. It's vicious. It's violent. And she just starts growling back at you, her lip quivering, just showing her teeth.
Let's go.
While this is all happening, can I try to clock on Captain Akoto if he has like a set of keys on him, or maybe try to hear what he's ordering specifically?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
A tear, just.
Not good. It's a 4.
4. You don't see any keys. He's still wearing that like armor, and that armor, the cloth on the armor looks like it hasn't been washed in a very long time. The cloth panels holding it together. It looks like this dude just like he just loves to just wear this armor. And you start to look around this mansion. You notice all kinds of weird knickknacks, like a whole host of like fertility statues that are just so out of place. Weird stuff. Wall paintings that depict him riding like a bull. Artwork of just
Does he own Globo Gym?
strange things. Yeah, taking the bull by the horns.
He's reading an encyclopedia.
Reading an encyclopedia to break a mental swing. It doesn't seem, but you can hear him ordering, and it sounds like he's describing an animal. It seems like he's just describing something, and whatever is coming back through, he's talking about hooves and antlers and legs and skin and fur and leathers and such.
Ew.
Seems like he's just kind of talking about some kind of animal, and he's angry and he's yelling, but he's also kind of excited, as if he's just ordered a new pet or something.
Okay.
All right. Well, he's in a mood, so let's get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Pup, reluctantly you start to walk away from this place, and
I'm like whimpering. I do a little doggy whimper.
yeah, and you guys clock that.
Yeah, keep it
Something's
together.
something's obviously not right, because there's no way that your sister would have treated you in that way. The rest of you,
Great.
you guys kind of weave your way around, and you see Daladale and Zuna just kind of catch Freewin's eyes, and she, despite being so small, held her shoulders high and her chin up, and her posture was it was intimidating and towering despite her stature. And she takes one look at the both of them, and you just see the shoulders slump, like thousands of pounds have just come off of her, and she just falls to her knees as they both run over and just grab her. And from what you guys can hear around this tent, as that is also going on, you hear something just like violently slurping and smacking its lips. And from the tent you can hear,
Stupid girl. God, if she wasn't here, we could just do away with all of them.
and that's, you just hear just this ranting, and it's just on and on and on. And you guys kind of start searching around, and as you guys are sticking around for a little while, that flap opens up, and a couple of the cronies, this big men and women, start walking out and looking at people, and people start to clear out. It seems like they kind of just terrorize this camp.
Am I near anyone? Is there anyone near me?
Yeah, there's quite a few people around you. Yeah.
All right, I just want to turn to the person I'm nearest and be like, "Oi, what's with them big ones?"
And you see a man, and he looks normal at first, but when you look at him, his skin is almost yellow, and he's got these brown spots, these big blotchy spots on him. And you look at his ears are like big. He's got these big rounded ears. And despite him being short, his neck is just, it's long. It's a little bit longer than normal. He's not, if he had a cloak on, you'd never clock him as weird. But he's got just very giraffe-like features. And he turns to you and he goes, "Oh, talking about Zod?"
Yeah,
Zod?
the poor guy.
Yeah, he's real mean, man. I don't like him. He's real mean.
Yeah, but is he with the Ashen Riders, or is he a prisoner too?
The Ashen Riders? No, he's a white one. He's like us. No, they don't make him work, you know? They just take, ever since Freewind kind of started organizing us and volunteering to help out those in need, you know? They just don't volunteer, you know? They just kind of taking over.
Right. Thank you.
Real mean. I'd stay out of their way if you're new. Just learn it all. They're real mean.
All right. It's okay.
Yeah. Are you new here?
Yeah. We just got here.
You're new. Oh, interesting. Oh, nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Jeff.
Hello, Jeff. My name. Oh, my name is Swift.
Swift. Oh, it's an interesting name. How did you get that name?
Oh, well, I don't know. I just always had it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that's a really good story.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Yeah. Hey, listen. We gotta stick together down here. You know?
You're not wrong.
You be my friend, and I'll be your friend. Take care of each other. Listen, you're not married, are you?
This is what I'd like to butt in. Speaking of sticking together, I can't help but noticing there's not that many Ashen Rider guards, and there's a lot of you guys. What hasn't stopped you from taking this place over yet?
Oh, they got a giant. It may not look like a lot, but he's got some giant beasts, and he lets them out every once in a while. Oh, they're terrible. He just bit a man in two.
Why doesn't they bit him in two?
Oh, I don't know. I wish they would, though. Oh, God, he's so scary, too. He's got those big animals, and he's got a... Have you guys ever heard... I'm not supposed to talk about it, but have you heard of a chimera?
Has
They're
I?
not supposed to exist. Yeah, this big old thing it's got 3 heads. Oh, one of them's a goat, and one of them's a dragon, and one of them's a wolf. Big old critter. He's got one of those. You let him out once. Oh man, they were trying to host an uprising. It ate maybe 30, 40 people before we were back inside. God, I really hope he doesn't release them back into us. Oh God, it's so scary. I'd much rather just work in the dive, you know.
All right, it's all right. Don't go working yourself up anymore. Why don't you go get your soup or whatever it is you was doing before I interrupted you.
Would you like a soup? I'll get you a soup. I'm a real nice
I'm
guy.
alright for
You'll
now.
find that there's not a lot of nice guys around here, and I'm a very nice guy. Stand up. Always tell the truth.
I appreciate that, Jeff.
All right,
not
one
hungry
soup
at the
coming up.
moment.
I'll be right back. You just wait here. Don't you worry your pretty little head, her horns,
Mhm.
or
All
those
right.
ears. And we have our whole life to talk about it. He
Mm.
kind of starts scurrying off. And you see he's got
Jeff
kind of
is
a...
like Piglet and freaking David Schwimmer in that movie Made a Baby.
Cullen said it. He's
You
snarf.
notice Jeff.
Snarf,
Jeff's
snarf.
got this. Jeff's got a pretty severe limp, and he just kind of hobbles over, and it doesn't slow him down. He just has to walk differently than Oh, she's done with Jeff. Anyways, he kind of hobbles over and gets into this pretty long line as they start to serve everyone. And you notice Freewin and Daye are just talking a mile a minute. It looks like all three of them are talking at once, just kind of this and that, and they're excited, and they just hug, and they break apart, and then they hug, and they break apart. They're just having this great family moment, long overdue.
So Jeff. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna look at like the people. So there's a bunch of people in line to get the soup, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many? What would you say the percentages of the people who were in line who have like splints on or otherwise are maimed in some fashion?
It doesn't look like any of the people in line are hurt, but you can see when you really look, you do see some people bringing soup to the area where there's a lot of maimed and hurt people.
Okay.
It seems like they're all kind of this. It's this kind of commune where everyone's kind of helping each other, with the exception of Zaj and his cronies in that big tent.
I kind of wanted to head over to where the hurt people are and question them. Maybe I'll bring some soup. Grab a soup for myself and bring them a soup too.
Okay, well there's a big line for soup, so you'd have to get.
Okay, well, I guess I'll get in line.
Okay.
Wait, before he leaves, I wanted to talk with the both of them.
Okay.
Before we split up, I just wanted to ask, do we think we should eliminate the giant thugs or try to get them on our side as an asset?
You mean this Zaj guy or
Yeah.
the Chimera?
Well, I would love the Chimera on our side. If we could figure that out, I think we're golden.
Then it's a plan.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know about this Zaj guy. He might have to go down, let's be honest. We're gonna have to feel it out. I was hoping to get maybe some...
If that's what happens.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe we could do a little bit of a recon on him and his crew and before we made any decisions, but...
Right, alright.
I don't know, we overheard him talking. He sounded like kind of a jerk, so... we might have to do what we have to do.
Don't hate it, just wanted to see where we all felt with it.
Yeah, obviously the more people on our side, the better. If we're gonna have to fight these Ashen Riders or make a breakout somehow, we'll, the more the merrier.
Alright.
I think we should fight as little people as possible.
Yeah.
Sneak in, sneak out.
Contingency plan.
Alright.
It's backup.
I thought that's what, I was like, we are all
You guys kind of clock an Ashen Rider walks in, clocks Freewin, and Freewin stands up really quickly and runs over to them after telling her, calming her parents down. She runs over. They have a small conversation, and she starts pointing towards the tent that Zaj and his cronies were in. And she has a conversation, and it looks like this guy's not interested. He kind of holds his hands up like nothing I can do, and walks off. And she just looks really frustrated and angry, kind of storms back over to her parents and starts just she uses her hands to talk a lot, so she's very animated. She vents. Meanwhile, you guys are kind of coming back from that house, and you guys notice there's a and you didn't see them really before, but there's a group of maybe 25 people of various sizes and races, and they're all kind of it looks like they're all putting helmets on, grabbing some backpacks, lugging them on, and you see 2 or 3 Ashen Riders. They're not even armed, just 2 or 3 Ashen Riders kind of just telling them, barking orders. And you guys notice a gnome, and you had seen the drawings, and you see a gnome that looks exactly like Kelwise, with the exception of this still beautiful mustache. Maybe a little overgrown, but it's got this beautiful mustache. And it looks like he's putting on a helmet, and he's grabbing some gear, and it looks like he's getting ready to head to that shaft to that west, that huge opening that had been mined out. And you guys just clock that as you're walking kind of, I guess, back towards the barracks area.
A gnome that looks like Kelwise.
Halfling. I apologize. Halfling.
Roger.
Halfling that looks... Halfling or gnome? It's
That
hard to
changes
tell.
everything.
I mean, what's... Yeah.
So what? A gnome. Yeah.
A nice mustache.
Not all
Yeah.
small-sized creatures are the same, James.
I of course would know my brother's mustache anywhere. But sorry, who sees this? Who sees?
The Rezik, Pup, and Dresden. You guys, as you're walking back from that highs, back towards the, there's still a bunch of boxes that still need to be moved. It's just.
Well, that's one. Hey, we've got tabs on. do you
No, that is 2.
Yeah, good point. So that's 2 we've got tabs on.
Yeah. Do we know where he's going? Do we know if it's gonna be hard to go get him? Should we get him now? Do you guys think that maybe we should stop him?
Well, I'm thinking maybe we make a little circumnavigation of this place and get the lay of the land.
Well,
Huh?
we could snag him right now and say that he's wanted, kind of, we need him for something, and then bring him to everybody else at the HQ.
True.
Kind of round everyone, whenever we see anybody, kind of round them up.
I like it.
When the thing went back up, it was just crates, right? Like, there was no people. People don't leave normally.
Well, it's the platform.
Yeah.
Hasn't gone back up.
It hasn't gone back
Well-
up. It goes back up at sundown.
Oh. Got it.
Yeah. It only goes down once a
But
day.
would we know
back up once
if
a
the
day.
people come out of the pit, come back up, or do they stay there? Because if they have like a whole village down there, then why would they leave?
Yeah, some of you assume Ashen Riders. I mean, they talked about having time off. Some of those
No,
guys.
I'm talking about the people.
The pit, the white ones?
In the pit,
The white ones, I mean, as far as you know, that's where they live. That's their house.
Got it. Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, I think our best bet for that is put them in the boxes.
Mhm.
Right? So what we might want to do is make sure we have a few boxes laying around. Right?
Should we go grab some of these boxes and just chuck the contents into the dive?
I think it's not a bad idea.
We're getting rid of the evidence. You don't need no evidence.
Sounds
So
good to
what are you
me.
What are you guys doing?
Well, we can either run and track down that young halfling gnome man, or check out boxes. I think the boxes will probably be around. I mean, is there like a pile of discarded empty boxes? Like, what do they do with them? Is there any evidence of any boxes anywhere?
Yeah, there's quite a few boxes. It looks like they take some of them and just hack them up for firewood.
Mm-hmm.
You can see outside of the barracks, there's a pretty big fire pit where they must just cook and use it for just hanging out. But there is a pretty wide array of boxes that look like they're going to go back up
Okay.
to be refilled, repurposed.
Right. Okay.
A lot of
well,
kegs too. You see a lot of keg barrels.
like that. Okay. Well, it looks like we've maybe got that covered. We don't really need to go raising any more attention. But let's go see if we can't snag him.
Follow the smell wise.
So you guys kind of walk up, and it doesn't look like they're leaving just yet. They're all packing up, and there's 3 Ashen Riders. One of them's just kind of barking orders like, make sure you've got your rations, make sure you've got your backpack, make sure you've got your bedroll, because we will not be coming back for quite some time. Yeah, just kind of preparing them. And it does look like they're going on a journey of sorts.
Huh. And these are he's a white one, right?
Yeah. All the 25 are basically white ones, and they all look pretty able-bodied. You saw quite a bit of sick down there. These guys all look pretty capable and able-bodied.
Yeah.
Men and women, some humans, some all kinds of different races.
Is he near? Is he like a little far away? Where is he in relation to the nearest sort of Ashen Rider or whatever you call these guys down here?
They're all kind of in a line, so they're almost like in a line and a lineup, like an elementary school. You line up at the start and then you march down. It looks like there's one Ashen Rider who's in the front, one in the middle, one in the back. So there's kind of he's towards the middle of the line, near the one who's just telling everyone, checklist. There we go.
Okay. I'm thinking what we do is get him out of that line somehow. Dislocate his knee. Right? Make it so he can't go on that trip.
Yeah.
Make him
You know what I mean?
talk out of place.
Yeah.
Make it so
Make it so
make
what?
him talk back. I know that Kelwise has like a really, really bad temper, so I bet that he probably also has like a really bad temper. I mean, sometimes, when we were talking to him earlier, Kelwise like almost couldn't. He was like, because he did not like the way we were talking to him.
Well, I was thinking, maybe he stole my favorite dagger, and I'm pretty pissed at him, and I want to, put him on some
I think that's grounds for doing more than just breaking his kneecap. I want to say that that's meat grinder status. Maybe not stealing someone's weapon.
Oh no, I have a very special job for this one. Come with me. I'm gonna, drag him out of there, right? That kind of thing.
What job do you have? Wait, you have a job?
That's risky.
It would.
I think
it wouldn't be real. It would be fake. Do you have a better idea? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say congratulations. That's awesome, but also kind of bad timing. We're in the middle of something.
Yeah, I just want to kind of cruise past him.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna turn to him and just go, "What did you say to me?"
He turns, looks at you. What?
And I just grab him by the throat and slam him on the ground as hard as I can.
Hey,
what did you say to me?
I didn't say anything. Whoa,
And then
whoa.
as gently as I can, I just want to sort of snap his shoulder out of place.
Oh god, okay.
Completely
Roll
just
a,
dislocate it, but not like really hurt him, but make it so that his arm is just kaput.
Roll a
I'm not really gonna hurt him. I'm just gonna dislocate his shoulder after shoving him onto the ground out of nowhere.
I'm going to very gently
really
break
hurt
his
him.
neck.
So a D4 and add my strength, or what am I rolling?
Kelwise is not going to be
Killing
happy
me
about that.
softly, am I right?
I don't know if I want to roll high or low.
Singing my life with
Well, that's a
love.
4. So
You hurt my brother.
that's a 7.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, he's a halfling. He's only 3 or 4 feet tall, so his joints are pretty fragile, and you know exactly
Man,
how
I've been
much
taking
pressure
it.
on a human to rip his arm out of its socket, and you have enough control in your strength to just, I mean, there's that second of I'm sorry, and pop, just this loud popping sound. It's almost deep and guttural, and you just hear, "Oh, my arm! Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't say anything. I'm so sorry." Oh.
Hey, can it?
And instantly, that guy who was yelling orders comes over and goes, "Oh, what the hell is going on over here?
He's talking back.
You talking back?" And he spits on him, right in his face, and then
What you get for
see
talking
him
back?
just like getting ready to kick this guy.
And I just put a hand on his chest and go, "You mind? I might like to do this myself."
All right. Don't want to share none of the fun. That's
I'm gonna
your
have to say though, I think his arm's kaput. You may need a replacement. And I kick his arm.
Yeah, he just howls and screams in pain. The other guy, you see the other guy kind of like give you a dirty look, like ass, and you see him walks up to one of the prisoners and just lays him out. And just, "What are you looking at?" Spitting on him and kicking him, just totally taking out all of his frustration. He's like an 8-year-old kid throwing a temper tantrum, just beating this other guy mercilessly.
Yeah, is there like a corner, anything I can sort of like look like I'm gonna drag him behind and really just beat the ever-living stuffing out of him?
Yeah, I mean, you
Or
can
are we
probably
in
drag
just a
him, like,
fully open area?
You can drag him maybe to those crates onto the side.
Yeah.
There really isn't any dark corners in this place. It's very open. But you can
That's
drag
fine.
him
I
back
just
behind those
don't want to
crates.
be in the middle. Yeah,
For
I'm
sure.
just gonna grab him kind of from here and just drag him, and just under my breath just go, "Shut the fuck up."
And you just hear him kind of like trying as hard as he can, but just like when you kicked his arm, he almost fainted because it was just like flopping around. Yeah, he looks like he's in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and get around the far side of the thing and clock back. Is anyone even watching?
Not
Or is this a somewhat regular occurrence?
Yeah, you're starting to get the feeling like, I mean, as that other guy's just mercilessly beating the other one, the guy in the front of the line is just like, all right, everyone has their water, everyone has their like checklisting as this dude's just getting kicked on the ground.
Yeah. Then I just want to set him up. Where are you two?
Oh, and you? I'm just kind of just like, we got him.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna sit him up around the thing, and try and sort of socket his shoulder if I can. Which isn't gonna feel
roll a
good,
medicine
but
check.
oh god, that is it. Okay. 19.
19. So you grab his arm and he's like, "Oh no!" Pop it, you just shove it back in his face. He goes, "Ah!"
And I cover his mouth. Shh. It's gonna be alright. We know your brother.
Oh.
We're here to rescue you. Just stay quiet.
Oh.
I'm gonna release my hand now. You gonna be quiet? All right.
And he just, oh no.
Cut out.
No.
We're professionals here. My internet went out. It's fine. It'll come back.
Oh no.
Now. Here we
Looks
go.
like a completely different person from that angle.
Hey.
God, and his lights. Oh, good God.
Anyways, you grab him, he lets go, and you just see him kind of like rolling his shoulder very slowly. Kind of just astounded that it's still working.
Oh, that's gonna work, all right. It's not damaged too bad.
You're here to save me.
It's as incongruous as that sounds, yes.
What? Who are you?
We're friends of your brother.
Wait a minute. You were on the carts.
The very
You were
same.
The other one with Kelwise. How is Kelwise?
Well, he's here. So that's good and bad, right?
He's here?
To get you.
Oh, that idiot. Well, how can I help?
Well, one, you can give us a little bit of a lay of the land here. What is and isn't normal. Thankfully, apparently beating the hell out of people is, so that was a guess.
Well, that's a daily occurrence. Well, since I've gotten here, it seems like, 25 a day volunteer and go into the dive, and you're just mine. It's about a day of mining, and you come back the next day. 48-hour shifts. Every day they send another 25 down.
All right. Well, if we take all this gear off you and put you back in the group with everyone else, is anyone gonna notice?
No one will care. Trust
Great.
me. Oh,
Okay.
you should know about this. There's this big fucker.
Go on.
He's been
Zodge.
causing quite a stir. I would just steer clear of him. The dude's built like an ox.
When you
Or a really
say
big boar man. Honestly. Just steer clear of him.
he looks
I've
like
seen
a
him
boar,
I've
man.
seen him kill 2 men at once with each of his tusks.
Us.
Yeah. Trust me. It's better for everybody.
I mean, it sounds kind of fun. But that's neither here nor
Fun?
there. We gotta get... Look, we've got a bunch of other people that we need to pick up as well. So we're gonna deposit you back with all the others, right?
All right.
We're getting out of here in boxes
Well, if you
when the
say
ramp
so.
goes back up.
Who am I to question?
No one. Let's go.
Before we head back, 2 quick questions. We've heard of the plank and the meat grinder. Now, how do they select who they bring to these? Is it just kind of they just kill people off, every week, or is it do you have to do something bad first and then you die, or no?
Well, there goes Kate again.
Yay!
Anyone who acts out gets sent to the meat grinder. I mean, your friend, what was his name? Camden. He was sent to the meat grinder. He and Zodge's brother. That's when the trouble started. Truk. They had a tiffle, I guess you could say, and they both got sent to the meat grinder for fighting. It's one of the rules, actually, is no fighting.
How long
Go
ago?
figure. Oh, maybe a week ago? Truk was trying to harass that the little one, Freewin. He was giving her a hard time and Camden stepped in. They don't like
Sounds like
being
Camden.
questioned. Well, Camden was sent to the meat grinder with Truk. Truk never came back. And arguably Camden never came back either.
I know. Swing by there sooner or later.
Well, I mean, Camden physically came back, but he is not the same person.
What do you mean?
Look, supposedly, the meat grinder's full of a whole bunch of treasures and monsters. It's some kind of maze they found down here. And if you bring treasures, they'll let you back. But usually you just hear people screaming and their bodies being torn asunder, their skeletons thrown apart. I've heard some rumors that some days the monsters will march right out of the maze itself, up to the coastline.
What do you mean he came back?
Camden came back with a whole chest full of treasures, gold, baubles, all kinds of things. I don't know where he got it, but he won't say anything now. He just stays to himself. Doesn't want anyone to touch him. His mind is broken.
But he's alive?
If you could call it that, yeah.
I call it that.
Well,
Good.
if If you're trying to get out of here, it may not be possible with that one.
I'll be the judge of that.
Oh,
We'll do our best.
Really sore.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
let's get you over to the HQ. Thank you for answering the question. My second question was if you had seen Camden, so that's good to know that he's still alive at least.
He's somewhere.
I have a question. I have a question about the dogs.
Yeah.
You know the dogs. Did you brainwash the dogs? Did the guy who has the dogs brainwash the dogs?
Brainwash the dogs.
Yeah, why are they so mean?
I don't know.
Did you do something to them?
Raised
Because they're
that
like
way.
really, really mean. No. No, because one of them
I
is
don't know
my
anything
sister.
about the dogs.
But-
Your sister.
Yeah, one of them is my sister, and I came here to save her, and then now she's really mean, and I don't know why I even tried to do stuff that she knows that I would do, and she didn't even react to it at all. So I'm wondering if they're brainwashing them or that they're doing anything like bad to them to make them not understand who they are, what's going on.
I don't know. Maybe they're trained them to be attack dogs. I don't know.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Well,
Not gonna
torture can
happen in 2
do.
weeks.
Yeah,
I
torture
don't
can
know.
really have an effect. 2 weeks.
If you look over there, you see a bunch of strange creatures. Who knows what they're capable of?
Are they all trained?
Some of them seem trained. I haven't seen most of them. They let a few of them out of the cages sometimes. They're pretty scary.
Out of the cages? So
Yeah.
why would they do that?
To terrify us, to keep us from insurrection.
Do the
Just a
gods
constant
hide when they're out of the cages, or are they just
no, not
walking
the
around?
dogs. Not the dogs. The other things. The strange.
No, I mean the gods. The gods, are the gods just able to walk around and not be attacked by these creatures? So they are trained? I don't understand.
Well, as long as Akoto's around, they're well trained. He's got a lot of them, you know. Seems like they obey him well enough.
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I wonder if he has a
Anything
thingy.
about them.
You think that he has a thingy that makes them listen to him? I want
Maybe.
that thingy. I need that thingy.
I mean, we might want to take out him
Yeah, the
and then.
thingy. Have you never heard of a thingy before?
Yeah, no, spend most of my time fishing. It's a little easy.
Yeah, you put the thingies on the end of the fishing thingy.
You mean a lure?
Don't mind him.
Maybe he has a lure so he can control animals?
Yeah, like a thingy.
You said my brother was here.
Let's go find him.
Yeah.
We start walking him back, and just give him, instructions like he's in there dressed as a prisoner, yada yada. Go find him,
Okay.
and he'll be able
Yeah,
to tell you.
So you
And also
walk
try
up-
to gather the other ones that were in the cart with them, like Myrtle, and get them all in one spot if possible.
Yeah.
Myrtle. Myrtle was sent on the plank.
Do you come back from the plane? Because that one you're
Never
that you
heard of
do
anyone
die.
coming back from the plank.
Oh god.
I don't even think the Ashen Riders know what's at the end of the plank.
Right.
A lot of superstition. They don't. It's generally seen as punishment for them to have to work the plank.
God, why do they have so many terrible things here? All in one location.
I don't know.
You think death would be enough? You don't have to find different ways to kill.
Maybe they're just bored. I don't know. They're a bunch of psychopaths. Stop trying to make heads or tails of it.
You're right. Sorry.
Neither heads
so you
nor
guys kinda
tails.
walk him back, and you push him in. Kelwise, you're looking around, and you clock them, and you clock this halfling move and roll in his shoulder with this beautiful mustache and nice chops, and he's maybe the most beautiful man you've ever seen. Just his skeletal complex is perfection.
For like a 3.5 foot tall guy. Yeah. I mean,
Not even for a 3.5 foot tall guy. He is chef kiss, as Kate says. And
I
he's kind of looking through the crowd. He's looking through the crowd, and then you guys lock eyes. And that's what we're gonna pick up next week.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, you got your
All
number.
right.
That's how I play. Hold on.
Yeah, I
I'm
was gonna
not
say
like
like.
other girls. I run in naked and just take an axe to people's heads and have a poop tree.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We're gonna raid Behold roleplay. Oh God.
That's a great name, actually.
I'm really excited to raid these people. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Bye.
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 Adios.